portion. Rafael, let me know when okay, we ready? So we're back from our 5 minutes break. So we are in the closing of the public portion. Council members, please, let's try to close this public portion to take care of those 17 items. They already published, and it's our job and our responsibility to take action on those items that need to be voted in today. So let's continue with the public portion, Madam Clerk. Who's
Councilman Jackson, your vote, please.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. So, first, before I finish, let me just say this, because obviously it's going to be taken. Everything that I said is going to be taken out of context, as if I'm being racially discriminatory. There was a gentleman who worked in the city who spoke English. His English was his primary and only language, but he didn't speak English well. He spoke street jargon, if you will. He was incapable of writing clear, profound sentences. This gentleman was fired. This gentleman was fired because he could not speak and write and communicate the language. I don't care what the language is. English is the city's primary language. If you're in a customer service position, you can't communicate with the public. That's the point I'm making. People are paid extra because they speak multiple languages. That's what it is. That's the thing. But in the end of the day, English is the primary language. When a person in high authority has a family member that's getting preferential treatment on a job, that's nepotism. That's simple. And you can say whatever you want to say. You can get upset. You could talk well, all you want to talk. But I'm going to definitely stand on what it is. That's the truth. So, relative to tonight's meeting, and again, I stand with very firm, strong people. I walk with integrity. I don't need to pay somebody to come here and speak on my behalf. I don't have to do that. When people come here and speak because of things that they've called me on to do and I've done, that's just because that's what I do. And I'm not going to sit here and watch a child be mistreated in any school and not be willing to advocate for that person. That's just what I do. So if you're upset because people are coming here and they're saying what they personally feel, that's what it is. But what we should not be happy with is when somebody comes to the podium to speak their mind. Everybody's treated differently. Let's be honest. Let's look at how Council President, who regulates and manages the meeting, Mr. Ernie Rucker, went over a whole minute, maybe two. Oh, and he scoffs at him. You already know. I'm going to give my in closing. But yet, Mr. Olivares comes there. The moment 3-minute bell rings, he's all on top of him, getting ready to have security escort him out. We have to have parity. And if there is going to be a certain kind of a legal opinion that's given, that's when Corporation Counsel should be stepping forward and saying the city's opening itself up for possible litigation for unfair treatment. We can't discriminate against people differently and say, oh, it's 3 minutes, but yet when the first speaker came and spoke, she said, oh, I'm speaking serious, so you're going to let me go further. And he lets her go further. So when we talk about conducting the meeting in a certain fashion and handling it in a certain way, that's the furthest thing from what's been taking place. And if you're upset about the facts being stated, hey, so be it, because that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to expose the facts. So, sorry you had to see that, ladies, but no worries. Madam Clerk, my vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Kalik.
Well, my council colleague will speak about all the issues in city of Paterson or whatnot. My vote is yes to close the public hearing.
Thank you. Councilwoman Mims.
Thanks, Madam Clerk. So, first of all, let me do what I do every week. I want to thank the public that is watching and have come in person, and also apologize. Many people are texting. School is out for the public schools, and a lot of our students, I wanted them to learn some civics, and I'm just really saddened that they had to watch some of the things that went on tonight in this council chamber, the disrespect, the disregard for people and their family members, just so much that goes on when we're trying to have our youth emulate the behavior the expected behavior that we should be operating in as adults. So I want to apologize to all of those families that I've asked to have their youth watch as I'm trying to help and educate our youth on leadership and character and integrity and honesty. So I want to apologize for that. I know some of the people that were here has left, but I want to address a comment that was made in regards to payment of bills and separating items from the agenda. It was stated that 3 names of council people were mentioned. Mine was mentioned, so I'm only going to mention mine. I never mentioned any council person by name. So I just want that. Mr. Keys said that I mentioned Councilman Jackson. That is not true. If you go back and watch the tape, you will hear I gave a lesson on what should happen if any council person in general. There were no names specifically mentioned. No one was mentioned. That's 1. 2, as it relates to this chamber, I didn't talk about this chamber from the perspective of one individual or whatever came to this meeting. If you watch the meeting tonight, my point was proven. We need to make sure there are safeguards and parameters in this chamber and in the city hall. As you viewed tonight, whether you didn't like what I said, thought it was crazy, you saw firsthand tonight why there has to be. I'm appreciative every week we have 2 very capable police officers that are here, but some of this stuff has to be addressed because someone's going to get hurt in this chamber. And I've been saying it for a while. I put it on record last week. Tonight I was attacked about saying it. And then right after that, something broke out. So that tells me that MEMS can't be altogether wrong. MEMS is like a warning before destruction happens. We got to make sure the front, as they come in, they come through the metal detector. It's not fully working. It has faults in it. We have to fix it. BA, Corporation Counsel, the cameras around the building. We have to get some new cameras immediately, not next week, not immediately, for the protection, not just when we're here on City Council, but just in case anything happens. And I'm going to put that on the record. For me, it's about doing the work of the city. It's about sitting here, and I feel bad because I'm out of work on my other job, and this is my elected office. My daughter is in town with my grandbaby. And so one of our speakers came to the microphone, and my legislative aide, one of them, Nancy Greer, was here. And after the person spoke, normally she has cards to give out, but she ran out. She gave me the cue. She needed cards for the resident. I asked her to come to me to get the card. So I turned around. As you know, residents, I'm always in my seat to the end of the meeting. Sometimes I can't even go to the ladies' room. I am here. I turned around just very briefly, and I was disrespected because I was not looking at someone. We have to be very careful about wanting respect when we don't give it ourselves. Now, my thing is, when you're talking, I can hear you. I have 2 ears. I hear very clear. I don't have any obstructions in my ear passage. I can hear you very clearly. So if I turn around, that doesn't mean I'm ignoring you. I'm trying to make sure that my aide gets what's needed for that particular resident, and any resident that's in the chambers is something I do every single time. But my thing is, and I'm going to say this, I'm not going to let anyone disrespect me at the microphone at all, whether female, male. I'm not. And it's not you're coming here to express yourself. It's not. Expressing yourself is one thing, but when you're saying, ma'am, turn around, look at me, and all this stuff, that's disrespect, because I don't have to look at you when you're talking. If I'm maybe writing something, people are texting us while we're in the chamber, there's situations going on in the city, so there's a lot of stuff going on, so it doesn't mean we're not paying you attention. And for the most part, when you're at the mic, you're not even here for city issues. You're just here to yell and curse and go off, which is, you're right, if that's what you want to do in 3 minutes. And then most of your stuff is for the administration. So we're here, we take it. You yell at the 9 council members for the stuff you should be yelling at the administration for. We take it because we got some broad shoulders, but we also have to let you know, and I said it last week, I gave a civics 101 lesson on who handles what. I told you executive branch, legislative, and judicial. I laid out the carpet so that you'll know how to address it. When you come to the mic, we don't mind, but give it to the administration. They sit there. You got to give that fever over there because they're the ones that enforce. If enforcement's not happening, it's on the administration, not the council. We're writing the laws. We're amending the laws. We're working hard to give you what you're asking for. And the stuff, if we don't do it, we're still working for that. You got to talk to the administration. And in closing, to everyone that talked about all the issues, all the concerns, you can come out, but there is on our books, there's an ordinance that talks about the decorum in the council chambers. So when people say, I can say whatever I want, it's not absolutely true because we have an ordinance about the professional decorum that is supposed to be set inside of these chambers. And next week I will bring, well, in May, I will bring copies and I will lay them on the podium to our secretary, our deputy clerk. If we can make copies of the decorum and have them on that dais, because I want people to understand that we have a law in place. It's not you just come here and do whatever you want and people are telling you that. It's not a fact. We have an ordinance on the book that talks about decorum, and when decorum is not in place, what authority the council president has. So I think we need to make sure that that is clearly outlined. And then in this, if I, by defending myself, if I offended any of you, it was not my intention, but I can't sit here and allow someone to talk to me like I am their child, or someone that is less than, like you're stepping on me, like do what I tell you, and I'm not gonna do that. Because I'm an adult. I am not your child, I'm not your spouse, I'm none of the above. We are here as elected officials, professional, to do the job of the city. That's why we're here. And I don't mind that people come and say one person does this. The community knows who does what. We don't have to defend that. We don't have to defend. But when you come, please, and to anyone, 17, 15, if you say because I'm asking for security in the building that I'm putting your life in jeopardy, I don't see how that can happen. That's bringing safety to every person. We have 1,400 employees in this city. And we have to make sure every person is safe. That is our responsibility. And if we have equipment in place that is not working to its fullest extent, we need to make sure. I spoke to Director, I don't see him, I think he's out of here. Spoke to Director Nieves in regards to, we had a conversation, and now I'm making sure I openly put it back on the record to the administration as I did last week to make sure those things are in place. So with that being stated, Madam Clerk, my vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilman Omar.
Yes.
Thank you. Councilman Udine?
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Good evening, Paterson, those who are watching us live. How can I drink water quick? What's happening? So, thank you, Madam Clerk, one more time. So, as we are closing the public portion, I'd like to thank all those who came here, make your voice heard, and also those who are watching us live. So many of you spoke about the potential tax raises and 5.6% in the introductory budget, and so many of you spoke about the other items as well. So I would like to mention one more time that last workshop session we had in-depth discussion, and I believe that almost every council member, including myself, we made our statement. And again, I know that I'm aware that this item is not on the agenda today, but I want to still bring the topic in clarification that the 5.6% is just an introductory budget based on a expected $33 million transitional aid. And when we're expecting that and making a budget, to me, it is like building something on a shaky sand, because we are expecting something we are not even sure that we're really getting it or not. So I believe that the administration will come up with something that is affordable and reasonable, and also we're going to talk in details as well. So I would say the people of Paterson just know this: we are standing strongly on this matter. It's not really administration against the council, but I believe that we need to work on this together to find proper solution. Depending on transitional aid is not a solution for that. Is anything happening outside? Should I continue? No. So, paying, and also here one of the gentleman, Joe Key, spoke about that about last meeting. We spoke about the paying bills, why is important, and he was addressing that I have mentioned one of my council colleagues' name. And I'd like to restate that I don't like to mention any council member's name and mention anything, but I stated that it is important to me, it's very important to support paying of bills. If any of us believe that one of the items has any question, we can remove this item, we can question on this instead of just standing against it. And also I stated that when I'm going to vote against the paying bills, I have to make sure that I myself has to remove my paychecks from that bills. So I think people come in here with particular purpose and trying to just manipulate stuff and wrongfully present it. And this is what happened here today, as Joki mentioned my name, that I stated that one of the council members' name. Second thing is. What else? Yeah, unfortunately, the incident that Paterson just noticed, and two of the children right here, we council members has to know that, and I stated before, that when you're saying freedoms of speech, it's not really breaking others' freedom. And we are actually just using the freedom of speech, this phrase, and actually mistreating each other. This is totally wrong. And particularly when you are mentioning another council member's wife, family members, it is totally disrespect, and we have to stop that. When you are presenting yourself as one of the person that representing the city of Paterson, Paterson is not like this. We see a beautiful city where people are respectful to each other, supportive to each other, but this is what we don't see here. So I think that we have to be the example for the others, and we expect the same thing from the public as well. So decorum should take place here in the chamber. With that being said, my vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Velez.
At the public portion, there was a lot of things that were said. I will take what is belong to this side to us, and whatever don't belong to us, I'm sorry you feel that way. But one thing I gotta say, and I gotta say loud and clear, I am human. You come after my mother, you come after my father, you come after my wife, my kids, I'm human. I apologize to the audience out there watching this meeting, but put yourself in my position. I think I'm the last individual here to insult anyone. I'm the last individual here to disrespect anyone. And sometimes when you see me smiling, it's because I don't care. But when you come after my personal life and my family, I'm human. So saying that, let's continue conducting the city business, and God bless America. My vote is yes to close this public.
Thank you, Councilman. Council President. Council President.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I think that we always talk about all the issues that are affecting the city of Paterson, and for me, it's so sad when we have to start attacking your council colleague's wife, her ability to speak or any ability. It's just sad, and it's horrible for me on my watch. And it's hard for me to tolerate it, to sit here and see a council colleague that should respect the family of your colleague and should not bring the family on this dais because we're an elected official. But my wife, the councilman's wife, she's not an elected official. There's a line. And for me, it's very difficult, it's very hard. And it speaks a lot about the person that used this day to do that. Speak a lot. That is the reason why I asked for the 5 minutes break. I do apologize to the resident of the great city of Paterson because that's when we should not be doing that, and it's sad. And if for me, it is extremely hard as well to see a members of the public that come here and start harassing my council colleague, a female councilwoman. Look at me. What are you doing? She was on the. Sometimes we get text. Sometimes we have to text our family. Sometimes we have to get on the phone with the constituents. There's a lot of things. We stay here for 6, 7 hours, and we have to return phone calls, take notes. But that doesn't mean that we're not paying attention. And having a person addressing my councilwoman like that, if you agree and you support that, you have to check yourself. You have problem. And I will not allow as council president anybody to come here and threaten one of my council colleagues like that. I will not allow that to happen. And if you see that, I never get our police officer involved. I never get the police officer involved because I like to deal with the person. And I know I'm capable and I have the ability to deal with people. But for now, some people, they don't deserve to be on this council chamber. They don't. So I will not allow that. I don't feel, I feel that I took the right decision to address that gentleman that came here. The councilwoman was busy, and that's her right. She paying attention. And it's really sad. It's just really sad. But at the same time, it's election time, it's election season. You're going to see people using this chamber to do a lot of other things. We're going to be here, and we're going to be here strong. This is a governing body, and I'm here to work with all my council colleagues. I'm here to work and protect my council colleagues. Because if we're going to have a discussion, if we're going to have a debate, it has to be about the city business. That has nothing to do with my wife or my council member's wife or the councilwoman. Has nothing to do with that. And if you're telling me that you want to run for a higher office, I mean, I don't understand. That's a real problem for me. The city has enough problem for us to pay attention to what happened in the city. And if you have to get a family member involved to call the attention, you have a problem. I believe that I did the right thing, and from now on, you come here, you disrespect this chamber, you disrespect the council, we're going to ask you respectfully to leave the chamber. Because we're here to conduct city business. And I understand that freedom of speech is all here, but you know what, that doesn't give you the right to disrespect people. That's right. Doesn't give you the right to disrespect people. And I want our Patersonia that come to this chamber, that doesn't give you the right to come here and disrespect the administration, disrespect the council. We could agree and disagree on any policy, any legislation, any action that the administration is taking. That's government and that's politics. Now, I just want to say thank you for all the members of the public that came to and used the 3 minutes at the public portion. Some of the members of the community, they use a little bit more because they have a lot of legitimate information that need to address the council and the administration. And the lady that came in and spoke about Phillips Academy, I went to Phillips Academy. I met with the board. I did my part, and they told me that they would handle it. I don't know what happened, but I'm very happy that everything is being resolved. And we're living on a very difficult time right now in Paterson, council members. And I understand that, I mean, all people are talking about is tax increase, even though what we're working is on the introduced budget. But the community is very concerned. People are afraid. Homeowners are concerned because our Patersonia, they're going through a very difficult time with high taxes, with the lack of service. We have a lot of work to do. We got to do more with less in Paterson. And some members of the public, they came in and they spoke about commercial vehicle parking overnight in the street. That's a revenue right there. Let's enforce the law that we have in the book. If we enforce the law that we have in the book, we will not have to go to the taxpayer every time to increase the taxes. There's a lot of work to be done. There's a lot of people. I mean, street cleaning going out without inspector. In any route, you could find 100 cars, that's $5,000 right there. I mean, it's just a lot. People are breaking the law every day and there's no consequences. We have $1 million to buy 70 cameras. I'm asking for the report. I don't see those cameras out there to stop people from dumping garbage in our community. We're spending thousands of dollars to pick up those garbage that people are dumping. And Mr. Ed Bossi, based on what I understand, he's in charge of the program. Mr. Director Ramirez, and then you acting as our VA, please send an email to Director Ed Bossi. He deserves to come. He have to come in front of the council and give us an explanation about what happened with that $1 million grant that he's working on. Those 70 cameras, they should be out there. That's the only way that we're going to stop people from dumping, because our DPW, they're going around the city and dumping garbage at everybody coming in and just throwing out. So we have to enforce the law. And there's a lot of money on the table that we live in. And then after that, after we do that homework, let's see how can we work that out with this budget that we're gonna have very soon in front of us. Let's pray for our city. Let's pray for Paterson. And before we take any action, let's think about the children that came over here on this chamber, to this council. Let's think about those children. They watch those council meetings. They look at our meeting.
And they're sitting here.
They watching. You know, so I mean, with that being said, congratulations to Clarence. I mean, great guy. He's out of the library, but he did a phenomenal job over there in the library. We appreciate your job, brother. May God continue blessing you with long life. And let's pray for our city, but let's work, please. Let's concentrate on the city business. That's all I'm asking, respectfully. Let's concentrate on city business. My vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Council President. The votes are 9 in favor, none against. The public portion is now closed.
Thank you. There's a non, so there's item 48 on the agenda, Madam Clerk. Yes, so. Yep. So item 47 is off the agenda, it's off the calendar. Let's do item 48, Madam Clerk.
Item number 48 is a resolution authorizing calendar year 2025 emergency temporary appropriation, April through May 2025 administration, resolution number 25:222.
So move.
Second.
It's moved by Councilwoman Davila, second by Councilwoman Mintz. Roll call, Madam Clerk, on item 48.
Roll call on item number 48.
Council President.
Yes, Councilman Velez.
I can't believe it.
Before
I just can't.
discussion, before
I can't.
Discussion, Councilman Velez. And Councilwoman Cotton.
Councilwoman, I'm sorry, Council President, I know that we're going to emergency appropriation. What that means for tax? If that means any tax increase, okay.
How you know you ain't got no tax and no appropriation for no money?
Come on, I could ask anything I want.
Councilman.
Yeah.
How you gonna have a tax increase and appropriation?
There's
I never heard of that one before.
CFO, this is already in the previous budget, right? The balance appropriation?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I want to know. It was in the previous, I thought something new.
Okay. Thank you, Councilmember. Roll call, Madam Clerk, on item 48.
Councilwoman Cotton.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. What we calling this, emergency temporary appropriation for the month of April and May. Madam Clerk, my vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilwoman Davila. Did you vote? Councilwoman Davila?
Oh, okay. My vote is yes.
Thank you. Councilman Jackson?
No.
Thank you. Councilman Kalik?
Yes.
Thank you. Councilwoman Mims?
So I'm going to vote, but to CFO, I would like you to send a description because we have moved from fiscal to calendar year, and I would really like to get some understanding as to why we're doing appropriations for May and June. This should be in our current budget. I'm not sure why we need to do appropriations for these 2 months, but if you can send that to us in writing, to me, it just doesn't make doesn't make sense. So I just want to get some clarity. If you could just send that in writing, why we're doing appropriations as it relates to a temporary budget for a calendar year. Because calendar year is January through December. Right, we're applying for transitional aid, which we won't find out until about July or August. So we should already have money in the budget that will hold us for May and June. Why are we voting on a approach for April and May? So why would still it's the same difference? We're January through December. So I'm just trying to understand why we would need to do emergency appropriations for May and June if our calendar year is January through December. I just would like. Right, it doesn't make sense though.
Mr. CFO, can you answer that question?
So at the beginning of the year, we do a temporary budget for the first 3 months of the year, which is all we're allowed to do. The first budget is 72%. I'm sorry, 26% of last year's budget. That's the first 3 months. Then we're supposed to introduce, and we wouldn't need any more temporaries. But since we didn't introduce, then we need temporaries for May and June. If we don't introduce, I'm sorry, for April and May. If we don't introduce by May, we're going to need more temporaries to get us to introduction, and then.
But the reason why I'm asking, because the introduce was removed, correct?
Correct.
So the introduced budget had a working tax increase of 5.6%, right? Which was a number that was plugged in based on the dollar amount that we have applied in transitional aid of up to $33 million, correct?
Correct.
So with that being stated, for me, I'm just trying to really gain understanding, because if we were to, if we had some guarantee from the state, right, or possibility of this is where we're looking, possibly at 31 million, or even if it's a 33, that money could be used as anticipated revenue, versus now we're doing appropriations. So I'm just trying to understand, why do we need to do appropriations where we're right in the middle?
Again, we, at January 1st, we did a 3-month appropriation for 3 months, which is 26% of last year's budget. That's 3 months.
Right.
After the 3 months, which is January, February, and March, you need more appropriations. So either you introduce a budget, or you need to do temporary budgets to appropriate for.
So I'm going to the next phase, because all of this, this is going somewhere. So if the budget is introduced again and it's not passed, we will still be able to do appropriations until the time of getting an actual letter from DCA saying that we will get, okay. So I'm just putting it to the public, and I wanted that the clarity to be on record. I was very clear as to what the process was, but it's always good to have it out, to have it outlined to the public. So as we're moving through this process of introducing the budget, which it was removed today and it'll come back at some point, I just want to make sure that there's room in case the percentage is not feasible to our taxpayers. I've stated it, and it was mentioned again tonight. Our taxpayer base is only approximately 20,000. It used to be 23,085. I believe it's reduced at this point. So about 20,000 people are carrying the weight for a population of over 200,000 in this community, which is really, really sad. It's a sad situation. We know healthcare costs go up. We know there's salaries, there's lawsuits, there's all type of things. But we have to get ratables going in this community, and we need more enforcement. If enforcement was like at 100%, we would be able to fill a lot of gaps. I also want to put on the record, I voted no on the $1 million for the 77 cameras, because I was at that point believing that we would not see them, and I see that I was accurate. So I would like the administration to give a status as to where those cameras are, and if we're not adding it, that $1 million could be plugged in to this gap of the budget. Because if we have not ordered it, nothing's been done, and this council has voted on it, I just saved $1 million for the taxpayers. So we haven't used it. That money could be plugged in, and then we only need $5 million instead of $6 million. And I'm sure there's other ways around it as well. My vote, Madam Clerk, The appropriations, because our city has to still move forward, is yes.
Thank you. Councilman Omar?
Yes.
Thank you. Councilman Newton?
So, thank you, Madam Clerk. Paterson, from the last week, we were still speaking about the expected raises. The introductory budget came up with 5.6% raise, tax hike, and again, the administration is expecting that if we receive $33 million from the state, then we can go down to 2% was the minimum we have to raise. Now, I love to support. There's no question about it. This is our second time in this year we are going for appropriations, and for April and May we are here with $80 million. But I like to see at the same time, as Councilman Mims mentioned, that why we are not adding more months. But I like to see that clear the budget introduction coming as soon as possible with more fiscally responsibly, and want to see that the tax introduction that's coming with the expectation of $33 million. I want to see something coming up with less expectation from the state, because what's happening at this point, I don't think we are receiving. I don't know, because you are more expert than me, but I don't see we are receiving the money that we are expecting, $33 million. I see we're receiving less than what we applied for. So I like to see the introductory budget coming with lowering the taxes at the same time. So, but still, we'd like to see the city moving forward. But one thing I like to state earlier, that I don't want to see many appropriations coming one after another, and we are not introducing budget. Well, actually, the same time we are doing the same thing. If we see the difference here for that. For last 3 months, from March, January, February, and March, the appropriation that you introduced, which is $75 million and $152,000, but just for these 2 months, for April and May, we are here for the appropriation of $80,666,000. So, since they're boarding, you don't need to answer the question to me. But again, I like to see that introductory budget coming up with more strategic way. Instead of just with the expectation. A budget cannot just depend on a hope. It has to be depend on the strategy. So with that being said, my vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. Councilman Velez?
Councilman Velez.
I was analyzing. So the budget had not been introduced. And we are doing temporary budget since January. In other words, they spending without being introduction budget. That's what I get. Right, Councilwoman? They spending without, right, Councilwoman Khan? So they are spending from the budget. Correct. So, other words, if I would budget from January to December, it's about $350 or $400 or $350 million. We're already spending $155 million from this budget without introducing the budget and without knowing what we're getting from the state. And the reason I asked about the tax is because if we're spending based on that budget, somehow a tax increase is going to come in. As Councilwoman Davila say, yes, tax increase is going to come in. So knowing that this is tied up with the introduction of the budget, that they are talking about 5.5 tax increase or levy, I don't have no faith that this is going to go down, even the tax, to 2.5. I don't have no faith. This is part of the budget, what we're approving here, even as appropriation, emergency, or whatever we have. This will send a sign that we are spending something without introduction of the budget. So saying that, I'm going to vote no.
No?
No.
Okay, thank you. Council President.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. To the members of the public, what we're doing here is a temporary appropriation. This is something that every municipality go through. So we are in a calendar year. So our calendar year starts in January to December. From January through March, we approve a temporary appropriation of $75 million. From April through May, this is the appropriation that we're voting on now. And we have to continue until we get an adopted budget. Now, my recommendation, and this is something normal, this is not a tax increase, this happens in every municipality. And if we don't approve this temporary appropriation, the city will not have money to operate, to function. There will be no money for the police to pay our police department, no money for public work, we'll have no money to pay our electricity bill. So let's have that clear. This is not a tax increase. Now, my recommendation to the administration, because as you see what's coming, there's work to do, and I've been saying this at the workshop and now. This is the time for the appropriation to look for those additional revenues that need to come into the city through all those permits, through all those fees that we're leaving on the table. This is the time for us to do it now. Also, it's important to look at the balance. Where can we cut? Silva, we have work to do because as you see, our taxpayers, they're crying. I mean, we're not approving any tax increase, and you see how the community feel. I make a lot of phone calls, and the biggest fear that people have is that they're going to be hit with another tax increase, plus a sewer increase, plus the school board already got 4% increase. We're pushing people out of the town. So that's my recommendation to the administration, to just start working on that. But with that being said, my vote is yes on the temporary appropriation.
Thank you, Council President. The votes are 7 in favor, 2 against. Item number 48 is adopted.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Item 49.
Item number 49, resolution honoring and memorializing the life and legacy of Dr. Cecile Dickey, sponsored by Councilwoman Dr. Lisa Mims and Councilwoman Ruby N. Cotton, City Council, resolution number 25:223.
So moved.
Second.
It was moved by Councilwoman Mims, second by Councilwoman Ruby Cotton. Roll call, Madam Clerk, on item 49.
Roll call on item number 49, Councilwoman Cotton.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Clerk. I just want to say that honoring and memorializing the life of Dr. Cecile Dickey, who ran the Head Start program that we had in the city of Paterson for many, many, many years. She was an outstanding lady in our community. You can go and talk to her at any given time. You will want to be around her because she was truly, truly a community person. She loved life. And so with that being said, honoring her and her legacy is truly an honor for me that I was able to be around her in my younger days too, to see all the good work that she has done. And it rubs off on people. When you're around good people, good things rub off on you too. Remember that. Stay around good people and not evil and destructive people. Madam Clerk, with that being said, my vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Davila?
Yes. Councilman
Jackson?
Yes.
Councilman Khalid?
Yes.
Councilwoman Mims?
When you think about education, you think about Dr. Dickey. And I just want to say to her family, this will be framed and we will make sure that we send it and ship it to you. My vote is yes.
Thank you. Councilman Omar?
Yes.
Councilman Udine?
My vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Velez?
My vote is yes.
Council President?
Vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. Votes are 9 in favor, none against. Item number 49 is adopted.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Item number 50.
Okay. Item number 50 is resolution reappointing Jacqueline Murray as acting municipal clerk pursuant to NJSA 48:9-133C
So moved.
for an additional 1-year term from December 1st, 2024 through November 30th, 2025. City Council, resolution number 25:224.
So moved.
So moved.
Moved by Councilwoman Davila, Councilman Velez, and second by Councilwoman Ruby Cotton. Roll call, Madam Clerk. Discussion. Councilwoman Mims.
I would like to amend this item to have her have the date changed until May instead of November.
Oh, because the election is correct.
We need a second.
There's a motion.
Second.
I'm sorry.
There's a motion on the floor moved by Councilwoman Mims and second by Councilman Velez and Councilman Jackson.
Council President, discussion.
Councilwoman Davila.
Discussion, just real quick.
Discussion.
Corporation Council. I know that there's a motion on the floor and a second for an amendment to add an additional. Is this something that is allowed through statute? Is this something that we can do?
Yes, I spoke to,
Go ahead, explain.
Yeah, I'd like Corporation Council.
Corporation Council.
Thank you, Council President. So my understanding is that we need DCA's permission to extend the term of the acting clerk. They've given that permission up through November, so any extension past that, I believe, would need the permission of DCA. It would involve a formal request from Council President on behalf of the Council, and then they would take that request under advisement and advise the city whether or not DCA consents. I could pull up the statute that requires DCA's consent, but that's essentially how the process was, and that's also a conversation we had with our DCA monitor this morning.
Okay, so the reason for that question, and I wanted, for legal to clarify, is because I know that when we approved, and I know that Council President, through you wrote a letter for the second extension. And I know that this has to be done, and it was not done last year because she was not here, all right?
She wasn't.
Right, she's been on medical leave. So I know that this is something that has to be done, but I also know that the resolution indicates the time frame. So that's the reason I'm asking. I do not want to be put in a position because I remember being in a meeting that it was specific that this had to be done, but that it was specific to these dates, and that if any other extension would have to have an approval directly from DCA. So even if we took action, it wouldn't be valid.
Council President.
Council President.
Council President, I was first.
I know.
I was first.
I know.
No, I'm waiting for him. He's looking at you. Oh, you didn't say it? Oh, okay. So we are the legislative body of this city, and we're grateful for the oversight that DCA provides us. I am making the motion on the floor that you could vote it up or down, and then DCA has to tell us and have it in writing that they do not want to extend her until May. So I am standing on my motion. We as council members, as the legislative body, have to be sympathetic towards any person that has serious situations going on in their life, whether we know what's happening or not. We have to be able to utilize the power that we have, Civics 101 again. We are the legislative body. DCA cannot dictate to us that we cannot extend. We have people, so we can vote this up or down. They can come back and send it in writing, and we'll bring it back at another time. But tonight, I've got the motion on the floor. I would like to extend Madam Clerk until May of 2026.
I have two more, Council Cali. So what we're doing here,
Thank you, Council President.
There's this legislation to extend Madam Clerk to give her a year extension until November 1st, which is now. So there's a motion on the floor by Councilman Mims to extend it from now until next May. That will cover a little longer. So now I have bring Councilman Velez and then Councilman Udine right after. Okay.
Okay, correct. So that's good, Councilwoman Mims, that we extended to May, and also it should be another whereas Corporation Council if we could extend it to justify why we extended it. For example, on May 30, I believe the petition will come out, or December will come out for mayor election. There's another election. That election is going to be crucial in our city, and we need the full staffing of the clerk office. I'm not saying that she cannot do the work, but knowing that the experience is also be there, that she could be working there. If we could put a whereas the need of she be extended, because hire another clerk, no matter where is it, right? Hire another clerk will put time constraint in that person to hire, to get on board, and to jump into election right
Understood.
away.
Understood.
So,
Okay.
and that's real crucial.
And also, Council, I have Councilman Dean, and also as Madam Clerk, our Deputy Clerk Phillips, we'll be having that conversation about the hiring process of now. Our clerk department is very limited in terms of staff. I feel really sorry for the amount of work that our clerk office have to go through. Today was only Sophia there until our secretary came in, and it's bad, it's difficult. So we have to correct that before we get our clerk back. I know I pray God that she'll be back with us soon, but we have to correct the staff shortage that we have on the clerk department. Councilman Udine.
Thank you, Council President. So, as you all know that I was very supportive to our Madam Clerk when we made her the clerk of the city. I was highly supportive, and I still want that. But as Councilman Velez just mentioned, and this was the reason I'm speaking, that as we are having an election in May 2026, and if we extend, I just want to let you know that if we extend until that time, how would you prepare ourselves, giving some more responsibility to prepare for the election? I mean, if we see that until, my point is, if we give her this time and if we see she need additional times, we definitely cannot bring another resolution like how we are doing today. So that's all I want to mention. And both of us, Council President, we mentioned, and we personally spoke about her situation as well, that we need to respect her and give her extension. So I believe that this is what we have to keep in our head before emotionally we just keeping additional time toward the time that we are talking about. That's all I need to talk about.
Okay.
And just for clarity, Council President, the date is May 31st, 2026.
Okay. All right.
Council President.
Councilwoman Catton.
All right. The Madam Clerk, she's been out, and I know that she's not really doing well, but the extension would be good. But I had made a suggestion last meeting, I believe it was, is that when they do the posting for the City Council office, they need to make sure they put in there doing council meetings, that's part of working in the office besides just doing the things they do, citation, answer the phone. You know, everybody calls the City Council office for everything. And they're constantly transferring them calls to another department, constantly transferring to the Health Department, to the DPW, to the Law Office. So they're constantly. So I think that when they go put the posting out looking for someone to come in there, they need to make it clear that they need to work in the council meetings, workshops, and regular meetings. It needs to be clear. I'm not sure, Madam, Mr. B.A., you know, that could be clear because I looked at the posting and it's not clear what the job title is and what they have to do. It's more than just being a secretary. It's more than just being a secretary. So I think that if you don't mind, Mr. B.A., the posting, when they do put it out there, it needs to be more clear of what they need in the city council, citations, and that's a lot of stuff that they need to do. You know, I bring in the newspaper for them because when they have articles, ordinance that got to be published, you know, I bring the newspapers in for them so they can save it. There's so much stuff that they need to do to make sure. So I just want to make sure that we're able to do that. That if you could take a little bit of my advice about that. You know, I think I wrote some stuff down too, what the requirements is besides that vague. It's just vague.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just, I need to do that. So, and we need to extend it. So, and as I stated before, and I'm gonna say it again, when they look at our council meeting, you ain't get nobody to come in here to want to work. Because they watch our meetings, and you know, what they keep saying is the money, but it's about watching this, and here it is, almost 12:30, and they expect them to be back at 8:30 in the morning, working fully and ready to work. No, they're not ready to go to work at 8:30 in the morning.
Councilwoman, thank you.
I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have to put it out there. You think what you want to think, but I worked in the office for 20 years, so I know what it is.
No, Corporation Council.
Can you take my advice, please, Mr. B.A.? Thank you.
Corporation Council asks for the floor. Right after the floor, let's vote on the amendment. It's 12:24. I don't want my council colleagues to start leaving the chamber because I know that some of my council colleagues have work to do tomorrow. But please, let's Corporation Council.
Yes, thank you, Council President. I'll try to be very brief. I just want to point out that NJSA 40A:9-133 governs the reappointment of a municipal clerk that does not currently have the certification. And pursuant to that code, which is cited in the resolution, within 90 days of the occurrence of a vacancy in the office of the municipal clerk, by reason of departure of a registered municipal clerk, the governing body may appoint a person who does not hold a RMC certificate to serve as acting municipal clerk for a period not to exceed 1 year and commencing on the date of vacancy. Any person so appointed may, with the approval of the Director of the Division of Local Government Services in the Department of Community Affairs, be reappointed as acting municipal clerk for a maximum of 2 subsequent 1-year terms following the termination of the temporary appointment. No local unit shall fill the position of acting municipal clerk for more than 3 consecutive years. So that's right from the state statute. It's also cited in the resolution. And so my advice to council would be to proceed with the resolution as written, as I believe it complies with state law, and council's extension for an additional 6 months beyond that without DCA's explicit approval as required by the statute would be in contradiction of the law. Thank you.
So question, Corporation Council. So based on that statement that you say there, right? So based on that statement that you say, it's 3 years consecutive. How many? This is the second year? Third year? Okay. So this is the third year. It will be the third year. Third year, second year. This is second for me. No, this is the second. This is second. Here says.
Council members.
Let me say this. Here
Corporation
says.
Council, this is the third or the second, based on your record.
This is the third. Thank you, Council President. So this is the third year and the final year for the extension.
But here I'm reading, whereas DCA, okay, the 2024, that was when the letter was sent for renewal, and that was the first renewal.
The date, I'm sorry, Council President, may I?
Corporation Council.
If it's helpful, Councilman Velez, the dates are laid out in the resolution.
Yeah.
The acting clerk was appointed via a resolution March 28, 2023 that was retroactive. And so I think that's part of where the confusion stems from. The appointments cover retroactivity. So from December 1, 2022 to November 30th, 2023. Then there was another one from December 1, 2023 to November 30th, 2024, and then this one would cover the period of December 1, 2024 through November 30th, 2025.
Good. So now, let's make believe up to November, right? Because based on the law, right? The law. Then it's up to December 1st, 2020, no, sorry, November 30th, 2025. And she comes in next month. But she got into the title of acting to November 30, 2025, correct? From that point on, she could serve as deputy clerk without no problem.
Yeah.
No, hold on.
Council President, may I?
No, listen.
Council President, may I address
Just a minute. Council members, this is a question
Well,
for
she's
legal.
still gonna work
Legal,
in
can you answer that question? That way it could be quick and fast and effective.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Council President. Thank you, Councilman Velez. Nothing herein impairs the acting clerk's responsibilities or duties as a deputy clerk. This is just to comply with the state statute to have a registered, someone who has a RMC fill the position of clerk. So this doesn't impact her duties at all as a deputy clerk, if that's the position she wanted to come back to. This is just dealing with the council's purview of appointing a municipal clerk.
And we could have 2 deputy clerks. And that's who go to bump who. Let's see what things. So, no.
Corporation Council, the question Council let's ask if we could have 2 deputy clerks.
Hold on. Her was by resolution too. We should have a executive section on this.
So council members, so hear me out for a minute. We all agree that we really want to support our clerk 1,000%.
Correct.
And we all agree that in this governing body, we want our city clerk back. we want our city clerk to be fully in position with us, and that's our sentiment. Now, you hear what legal say, right? She's coming back. She got the time to take another test in October. She still have the time to take it. I believe that we will help her by approving this resolution, which is what the states say that we have to do, and we could come back and support her for an additional one if that's what we wish.
So this
But
is the second, Councilman, this is the second one.
No, this is the third.
one. No, look, it says, look, it says here, from December 1st, 2023 to December 30, 2024 is 1 year. From December 2024 to November 30 is 2 years.
No, 2025.
It's 2 years.
Corporation Council.
It's
So
still 2 years here.
three.
No, because it's December.
Council President, may I
Go
make
ahead.
a suggestion? We verified the dates with DCA and in accordance with the previously passed resolutions, but might I suggest to the council in its wisdom to perhaps proceed with this appointment for the dates specified in the resolution, and if council would like to meet with DCA directly and seek a further extension, another 6-month extension past that to cover the elections, I would certainly support that and be in favor of that. And I'm a big fan of our acting municipal clerk and anything we can do to help her. But at this point in time, the way the resolution's written and the state statute, I think militates in favor of passing the resolution as is. That doesn't prohibit the council from meeting with DCA and trying to get additional time should DCA approve it in accordance with the state statute.
So let the record reflect, Council President and Corporate Council, that this is the second year. It is, sir. Look, December 1st, 2023 is only 1 month from 24. December 2023 to November 30, 24 is 1 year.
2023.
December 2024 to November 2025 is 2 years. Come on. It's not.
After which it
Well, you guys counting is the 23 and 24 is the month.
Okay.
Count the month.
Corporation Council.
Councilman, the
Council
first
members.
year there was
There's
no
a
letter
motion and
because
a
we
second on the
appointed her
floor.
It's here,
without it.
retroactive already
No,
from
we-
December.
There's a motion and a second on the floor.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can vote it up or down. It's a motion and a second
Council
on the
members,
floor.
okay. Let's go by parliamentary rules. So the motion is in the floor if we want to extend the clerk time until May.
Correct.
So we hear legal recommendation and what the law say. I know that we all agree and we are in full support of the clerk. So if the motion is on the floor, let's go. Let's do a roll call for the motion. Let's vote it up and down, and let's take the next step. I do agree that today and before the vote today at 11 a.m., Councilwoman Cotton and myself we met with DCA.
I
We met-
disagree, though. Don't say, go ahead.
We
Don't
met
throw
with
my name out there.
We met with Corporation
I
Council.
met with him.
Council, we met with Corporation Council, and we have that discussion about the clerk. We've been fighting for the clerk for the longest to make sure that she stay with us. So now, the motion's on the floor. Roll call for the motion. Yeah. Roll call.
That's your aid.
Roll call to extend the term of the acting city clerk, Jacqueline Murray, to May 31st, 2026.
24, oh yeah,
2026.
26.
May 31st, 2026.
May 2026.
Okay. Councilwoman Cotton.
Yes.
Councilwoman Davila.
I'm going to put it on record, understanding what we have before us, understanding what Corporation Council indicated, but also understanding that, you know, we here as a council, and it is obvious to me that there is, you know, the full support. I'm going to support in the positive, okay, but understanding that there is a state statute before us. So I don't know what DCA is going to do, you know, in terms of coming back to us, but this is a body. I would have agreed with Corporation Counsel that he, you know, did give us legal advice that we should at least support the action the way that it was written and then meet with DCA, but, I'm not going to not be in support of having, an extension if it's by law, and also understanding that, the clerk does work for us. It is the only appointment that this council has. So, with that said, I'll be in support of having or supporting the extension, but understanding that, this probably will be something that will not stand. My vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilman Jackson.
There's always circumstances for everything, and in light of the current circumstances, whether or not they approve or not is something that we should be fighting for, because this young lady has obviously worked herself into the point to where her current condition could have been the ramifications of the stress that she was being put through, the excruciating work conditions where construction was going on for certain parts of the building being abated. We've already had a number of different employees in the building that had adverse medical conditions. And I brought that to the attention of the administration, and no better night than have the BA, who's also the Health and Human Services Director, and Mr. BA. There should be some type of report or some type of, analysis done. We should hire a professional to come in and find out. We've had a number of different employees who've been impacted and had, some adverse health conditions who all work in the same environment, same building, and we need to find out whether or not they're being impacted by the conditions. We know the stress that's been added to her plate can possibly have been a contributing factor, but the fact that we are not standing all in unison, it should not be. This woman has put herself on the line, has done, shown her professionalism, her commitment, and we should all stand with her in unison, regardless, even if it was a fifth year, even whatever it takes. She should have her opportunity to continue to serve as long as she desires to do so. Madam Clerk, my vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Khalid.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Our Corporation Counsel, he had read the state statute, and I heard it from him, is allowed by DCA, by statute, for 3 years, basically, doing the job without the certification. I mean, my vote is no, because of the statute mandate by the state that is up to 3 years. And if there's an extension, if state allows it, definitely I'll be in support of it. This no vote does not mean that I do not support our Madam Clerk. I'm going according to the statute, according to the book. Corporation Counsel explained it very well. Thank you.
Councilwoman Mims.
Yeah, so I want it on record, so when you find out about it, you won't be shocked. I will be reaching out to Governor Phil Murphy, who is our Democratic governor. I will be calling his office tomorrow with this actual item, because I'm going to the governor, not to DCA, because if DCA is telling us with the extenuating circumstance that's going on that we are not allowed to do this, then we have a problem. We have a serious problem with with laws, ordinances, and the lack of compassion for people that have worked so hard for this community, worked hard for this city, and they don't even get the pay they deserve. They don't get the pay they deserve. So I will be calling Governor Phil Murphy tomorrow with this resolution, and I'm going to put it on the record, and I want him to hear the meeting tonight, that it was stated that she can't get until May. It's only a few more months after November, gives the opportunity of the test from October or April. I will be going straight to the governor's office, and I'm grateful. I know we talk about it all the time. We have relationships. I will be using my relationship tomorrow morning because I'm off and I got time. and I'm going to use it. And I will be taking this item directly to the governor, and I'm going to make sure that the governor himself makes sure that DCA does right by someone that has worked in the city for a long time. I can't get into any additional details because we have not riced the employee, but I am going to put it on the record that when it comes to situations and people are going through whatever their personal, private, whatever it is, we as the legislative body have to show compassion and empathy. And there's no way in the world, I don't believe the governor's going to say no. He's going to call DCA and say, give them till May, because I'm going to call the governor. The governor is over DCA. I'm calling the governor. I'm going to take this item to the governor tomorrow and have them send a letter to the city. And I'm going to say that was said on tonight's meeting. Please watch the meeting. You'll get the details. Madam Clerk, my vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilman Omar.
Yes.
Thank you, Councilman Newton.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. So if Paterson and if Madam Clerk, Jackie Murray, if you watch us live, I want to state that you know that how supportive I was and I am until today. I want to see you coming back with fully healthy. And today we are speaking about a year of extension. And but at this point, we are talking about another additional 5-6 months. That's the fight about. This council meeting takes place twice a month. If we need to extend, we definitely can extend. At the end, if we notice that she's not coming back after this term's over. So I am fully supportive toward the additional time. However, I felt this is, I don't see it's important at this point to just put more than a year at the same time. And this is the reason. It's not just only the state statute. I believe that with the time limit, if she comes back, which is great. If not, and she requests additional times, and I would definitely support in the future. But at this point, additional 5-6 months, I don't think this should be supportive. So my vote is no, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Velez.
Yeah, because I voted no to be.
So let me see if I could follow one thing here. Council President, in the beginning says, Council President stated in the beginning of this, reading this into the record, that this is the only position that we are entitled to hire. And Davila said. Oh, wasn't you? Okay. Davila, Councilwoman at large, financier, that sit down with DCA once in a while, right? Stated that this is the only privilege that we have as a council to hire the clerk. That's the only privilege we have. We are the hiring authority for the clerk's office. What I don't understand is why DCA, if it's our curfew, our desire, our willing, and if it was somebody that was not doing the job and they have the experience or whatever is another thing, right? But that's what I'm trying to put in a balance, Councilwoman. I'm not saying they wrong or not wrong. I'm saying I'm trying to comprehend, you know, where's the balance and where's the just, and what's the law, right? Now, Councilwoman Mims stated that she's going to the governor, and that's a good thing. I could follow you. But do you think he's going to care? He's out in November, you know? But any decision made, he's going to say, you know what? That's what DCA says. That's what it is. And that's what the law said, right? Unless the statute is amended for Paterson only, then it's a different thing, right? Based on law. But I have faith. I have faith because one thing is, faith is things that you don't see, that comes in action, you know, and I got faith that DCA understands the position of Madam Clerk, that understand the travelation and the health situation. Nobody want to be sick and out of work. Okay, let's be honest. You know, and I hope that they understand that the city of Paterson, to make a transition, to hire a clerk, takes time. Now, if we don't hire a clerk, because those clerks that submitted, they don't like the salary, and we a whole year looking and searching for somebody, what's going to happen? They're going to sanction us because we didn't want to give them the money? Or you know, they don't want to come for that money for Paterson? So it's the things that we had to analyze. So at this point, we'll take in the extension, hopefully that the governor and the communication that Dr. Lissaman will have with him make understand that 6 months is nothing. 6 months is nothing, okay? And based on the needs that from November into May 26th, ladies and gentlemen, that we need a clerk, and she's acting, she knows how to certify, she knows how to do this, she knows how to work with teamwork. I'm saying that this is a teamwork, trust me. The clerk, the deputy clerk, every employee that city council and the clerk are the spine from the clerk or acting clerk. And they work real good. For me, no problem. I apologize, Corporation Council. Yes, I find in on the resolution the third year. The third year was December 1st, 2022 to November 30, 2023. I find it in the paper. I was concentrating to keep it in 2.
Give me a second.
That's why I didn't want to read up there. But Madam Clerk, Madam Clerk, as I say, and I say, when I call you, that God give you health, and I want to see you soon in this city chambers. You being missed. Saying that, my vote is yes to this amendment.
Council
Yes.
President. Thank you.
Oh, we have to vote again?
No. It's 12:47. Councilmember Velez, it's been for 10 minutes. No, it's 2 years. Now he finally realized that it's 3 years, but I think, this is the next text that it will be able to that it will be available is going to be October, and given this extension, it will give the clerk the ability to have multiple chances to take the test and to get certified. I'll pray every day for my clerk to feel better, to get better, to see her back home, because she's a hard-working woman. She worked hard. She's tireless. She's worked day, you know, she come in the morning and she's here at 9 doing her work. So I'm praying that she come back soon. So having her into May, it will give her more ability to be able to get certified, because the idea of DCA was to open the position now and start the process now. I agree that we should give her that extension, and if they don't agree, we're gonna come back and have a conversation with DCA. I need 3 of my council colleagues to come with me to have that conversation with DCA and continue the dialogue. But for now, we're voting on the extension from now all the way until May 2026, and my vote is yes.
Thank you, Council President. The votes are 7 in favor, 2 against. Resolution number 50 is hereby adopted as amended.
It's adopted, so we could continue.
As amended,
Council
correct?
President?
We have to vote it on now.
Oh, that's right, I'm sorry.
No, so I'm sorry, Councilman.
Go ahead, I'm
Corporation Council. You see, I'm on point, Corporation Council. I'm on top of my game. So
Yes,
we
and
did the
I see
amendment. Now we got to.
Dr. Mims helping you, so I know you're good.
Listen, so, but before Corporation Council, let's vote on this. That way we can move on, and I'll get back to you. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Roll call for item number 50 for adoption.
Now we're voting on.
Councilwoman Cotton.
Right, you got it.
With the amendment.
Oh,
Councilwoman Cotton?
Let's do it quick.
so we're voting on, Madam Clerk,
Yes.
It's 12:50.
the extension to May 31st, 2026, right?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we need to do this extension. We'll see what the outcome be, but like I said, you know, hopefully she'll be back very soon. I hope she will be, you know, so she can get ready. But With that being said, Jackie, we're looking forward to seeing you soon. Just get well so you can get back here. Madam Clerk, my vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilwoman Dabler.
So before I vote, there were a few things that were said today, and I just want my deputy clerk to know that I am happy with all of the work that you have been doing. And I will not be in any support of trying to remove you because there were certain comments that were made, bringing back people, pushing. Absolutely not. I don't know why it even came up, but I'm putting it on record. You are blessed, you work hard, and I'm sorry that we make you nervous because I know I was calling you, where's our stuff for the state? But I thank you. Hopefully everybody got it, right? Everybody got it? Yes, yes. Good. But with that said, like I said in the amendment, I'm going to move forward. I mean, I'm not going to stand here and say no. I believe that she deserves an opportunity. For the extension, but, I put it on record. I know that it's state statute, so this is not about the governor. It is state statute, so in order to change state statute, it has to come on the floor by legislation, and it has to be voted, and I don't know that that would happen. So there is no one that can come and say, if there's a law that, because you're the governor, unless you're the president, but anyway, with that said, we're going to move forward. I'm voting yes on
Thank you very
this.
much. Councilman Jackson.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I'm not sure, Councilwoman. I've seen multiple times the governor's making an executive order, and he's made an executive orders on a few occasions that overrode state statutes. But I mean, needless to say, I think that with encouragement, I know that if it took the legislature, we will be able to get it through considering the circumstances. But Madam Clerk, my vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Kalik.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I explained my vote on the amendment, and I stand by it. This no vote does not mean that I'm not supporting I don't support the Madam Clerk. And like I said before, there's a statute on the book, which is a law. Our Corporation Council explained it before. We put in carriage before the front of the horse now. I think we should have gone to DCA first, and then come back with the resolution and vote on it. We are doing the other way around, and my vote is no.
Your vote is no, Councilman?
My vote is no.
Thank you. Councilwoman Mims?
So just before I vote, I just want to put it on the record. When you read the body of the resolution, it states, prior to this amendment, it stated, if by November the clerk is not certified, they can not, well, it wouldn't even wait. They would start, if we voted on the previous item on the agenda just to November, they would start the process right after the vote to start looking for someone certified just in case she doesn't pass it. So that's why my thing is we have to amend it till May, because we have, I'm not even going to go deeper. I'm just going to say this. We have to be sympathetic, because each one of us could be in the same scenario, not even next week, tomorrow, at any time. And I'm sure when I talk to the governor and share what's going on, the governor will have compassion. I don't care if the governor he's not leaving until the end of the year, so he's still there. And I'm sure once he hears it, I mean, look, our First Lady fought for maternal health. I'm very sure they will support this item. I am going to make that call tomorrow, and they will follow up. And I will also talk to our senator to make sure that if there's something that needs to be done in addition to, it will. It's a no-brainer. We're the legislative body. Yes, absolutely. It's a no-brainer, Councilman, but as you know, we know better. My vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilman Omar?
Yes.
Thank you.
Me
Councilman
too.
Udine?
Madam Clerk, thank you very much. So initially I voted no because it's not that I'm not supporting the Madam Clerk. she knows, and everyone in the city of Paterson knows that I'm very supportive to the Madam Clerk, Jacqueline Moore. And today we are speaking about, as you're talking about sympathetic, we are talking about a year of extension, and I was fully supportive toward it. And since there was a amendment on the floor for additional 6 months, and that's already approved, and I believe since majority council members support it already, there is no point of voting no toward it. But again, I like to mention that since in so many items we follow DCS and state statutes, then why not for this one? So again, Madam Clerk, respectfully, I'm going to stay on my route because I cannot just pick and choose for this item I'm supporting and following state statute, and other items I'm following state statute. I cannot just play the role. So I would stay on my same vote that I voted earlier. My vote is no.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Velez.
So I know a lot have been saying about the state statute, but state statute have A, B, C, D, E, F, and G.
Yes.
And I heard today only the A or B. There's some, not loophole, but it should be something out there that says, you know what, this is the exception.
That's right.
This is the exception. If she was taking vacation, going back and forth, taking her time, free time or whatever, but meanwhile, she's taking care of her health. And that's the exception. Saying that, I've seen cases that the state statute says something, the argument have been proven, and they take it to a higher court and they say, you know what, your state statute is good for that moment, but this is an exception. We could allow it, and we're not breaking the law. Because every case, every statute, every situation has an argument, and those arguments could be heard, and it could stand in her favor to move forward. Sometimes we want to predict things that really is not going to happen, and they put roadblocks before it happens. So saying that, if I need a pardon from the governor in the future, I will use it for this one, but I will go forward to extend it to 6 more months after the day that we say it there by vote. And I stay strong and solid that she has been a bless when I need her, and when she being here in the council, also doing her work as a clerk, working always with the employees and everyone in the city. One thing I know is that she's not a puppet. My vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilman. Council President.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. You know, our clerk, Jackie, she's been a blessing for the city of Paterson. As I mentioned before, she's the dedicated, hard-working clerk that we have here, and this extension will give her the ability to definitely get certified and stay with us until she decides to. I'll pray that we get her back soon, healthy and ready to work with us, ready to fight with us with those elections that are coming, that are in the pipeline. So absolutely, my vote is yes.
Thank you. The votes are 7 in favor, 2 against. Item number 50 is hereby adopted as amended.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Item 51, Council members, 1259. Let's get this quick. Item 59.
Council President, just for clarity, on that last item, I just want to confirm that the motion was made by myself. Is that correct?
Yes. Well,
The motion to amend.
okay. Well,
So
the motion
receive.
to amend was made by you, right?
Yes.
And I second it, but the thing is that supersedes the first motion.
The first one, it was Councilman Davila
Jackson and Velez.
and then Cotton.
It was moved by Councilman Mims, second by Councilman Jackson and Councilman Velez.
And
Okay.
Cotton.
And Cotton.
And that supersedes.
Item 51.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. 51, 1 second. 51 is a resolution to rename Carrollton Drive to St. Gerard's Way in honor of the 60th anniversary of the St. Gerard Mejia School, sponsored by Councilwoman Marissa Davila, City Council, Resolution number 25:225.
So moved.
Second.
So moved.
It was moved by
You should
Councilwoman
move it
Davila,
like-
second by Councilman Velez,
like,
Councilman
why you
Cotton,
moving it?
Councilman Mims.
It's
He knows-
hers.
he knows it's
Why would you
mine.
move it?
It's
Council
moved by
President.
Councilwoman Davila, second by Councilman Mims, Councilman Velez, and Councilman Cotton. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Council President, Madam Councilwoman Large, I spoke to the congregation. This is the same biography about the 60 years anniversary and this and that, that we spoke.
Councilman, this is street naming.
I know, but this is a street naming that we did
Okay.
way back. Oh, yeah, no, I
Yeah,
think
okay.
they sent me the resolution. I thought,
Okay.
is that co-sponsor too?
All right, roll call,
Could
Council.
I
good,
get
we
that
good.
motion again? It was,
Sponsor too, Council?
it was moved by
Council members.
You could be a co-sponsor.
Okay, thank you. I could be co-sponsor.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Okay, it was moved by Councilwoman Davila, seconded by Councilman Velez and Councilwoman Cotton.
No, it
And-
was Mims, Velez.
And Mims?
Mims, Councilman Rubik, Councilman Velez.
And I co-sponsor.
Okay, got it. All right, thank you. Roll call for item number 51 for adoption, Councilwoman Cotton.
Madam Clerk, my vote is yes.
Thank you. Councilwoman Davila.
To all that called, I'm not going to mention names, but, you know, I think that this was something, you know, that was requested, you know, by the community, the Second Ward residents in that area. In addition, you know, I appreciate all that St. Gerard has done. I mean, we have family members who have gone to school there. They also have always opened up their doors in regards to supplying, you know, their hall for different functions. And, you know, when you have parishioners and individuals reach out to you in commemoration of 60 years of existence, why not? This is something that we do. We've done it for others, and I just felt compelled when asked, and I'm happy that the council moved it forward and it's here for a vote. So congratulations, my vote is yes.
Thank you. Councilman Jackson?
Yes.
Councilman Kalik? Yes. Councilwoman Mims?
Yes.
Councilman Omar? Councilman Omar?
Yes.
Councilman Udine?
So before I vote, I just want to state that Carlton Drive was a two-way street. It came to the DPW committee and we discussed, we made it a one-way street now. Now we are talking about 60th years of anniversary and renaming the street. I like to remind my council colleagues that since every item should go to the committee meetings, then I like to see also street renaming also going to the committee discussion as well before it comes to the meetings. So, so I'm fully supportive toward it, but in the future I like to see committee has discussion before it comes to the meeting. My vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Velez?
Council President, we had to do something.
My
with
vote is
this
yes, Madam
committee.
Clerk.
My vote is yes.
Thank you, Council President.
My vote is yes. I say yes. Item 52, Madam
Those are
Clerk.
9 in favor, none against. Resolution number 51 is hereby adopted.
Thank you. Item 52, Madam Clerk.
Item number 52 is a resolution authorizing the award of contract to Wells Cleaning Company for the Clean Commercial Corridors, project bid number 25.11 for the Division of Urban Enterprise Zone of the Department of Economic Development. Economic Development, resolution
So
number
moved.
25:226.
Second.
Moved by Councilman Mims and Councilwoman
No,
Davila.
Davila moved it first. And this came to committee and was put forward. I moved it.
Councilwoman, there's two councilwomen that move it.
Yes.
It's you and Mims, and second by Councilman Velez.
Let's make it peace. You are right,
Huh? Let's peace and love. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Roll call on item number 52 for adoption. Councilwoman Cotton.
53.
Councilwoman Cotton, we're on 52.
No, we're on 53.
52.
Oh, she didn't vote.
What we on?
We're 52, Madam Clerk.
Oh, 52 years. Okay, let's go. Okay. Oh, this is good, yeah.
Because I'm getting ready to vote. I'm looking at this resolution here for Wells Cleaning Service. This is, you know what, I'm not in economic development. I'm looking at the quotas, I'm looking at the bids. It's not even close. I don't know what went down with that time. What went down? I have no idea how he gonna do this for that little bit of money. How is he gonna do that? How he's gonna clean this for that little bit of money? You know, it's for him. I disagree that he can do it. When I look at the other bid specs, I can't, I just don't understand it. My vote is yes for Wells Cleaning.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Dowler.
So before I vote, I guess I would probably have to, you know, kind of answer Councilwoman Cotton's, her statement or her question. I was the only one that attended the committee meeting, so I'm gonna put that on record, okay, where there's 4 of us, but I was the only one, and these items were forward, and exactly everything Councilwoman Cotton just questioned is what I put on, and I asked the directors, both Director, Economic Development Director and also UEZ Director. And not always the lowest is the most responsible, okay? So we'll put that. I'll say that first. We understood it was specific to the UEZ zones. There are 35 blocks that they have to do. When I reviewed and saw the amount of employees, you know, there was questions there as well. But understanding that I was the only one in the committee, I was not going to stop this item from coming and moving forward to workshop, where in workshop, hopefully there was a discussion. And I put that on record just to say because I know that Councilman Kalik, who is the chair, was away. He was away when that meeting was set. And no, I have to say it because it's been various meetings where I'm the only one sitting on that committee meeting. But this was the company that was put forward. I even think I saw the mayor post a picture that, you know, you know, and I was like, wow. And I did say, I said, you're posting a picture and the council has not taken action yet to vote on it. And his statement was, I did not vote on and saying that he got the contract. I voted, I posted a picture saying that he won the bid, which is exactly what happened. There were 3, and he was the lowest of the 3. There was one that extended to, which was a very large amount, but I'm going to be in support. I'm going to be in support. It is a Paterson business. I just hope that what the specs were and what they say they were going to do, they are going to do. It is important that, you know, our streets are clean, and, you know, if this company says that they're able to do the work and, you know, put it in writing, then who am I to question if they're not? It went through a procurement process. They won the bid. It's before us, so my vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilman Jackson?
You know, it's unfortunate, but it's not a surprise. When Della Fisher was hired to be the first aide or whatever the position was that she filled, she was paid significantly less. And every time there seems to be, you know, someone black that gets a position here with this administration, they're paid less. And this is just the, there's been a track record. You know, obviously I'm supporting Brother Wells, but I will be reaching out to him to find out how exactly, and if he's being required to fulfill the same amount of work expected as the last vendor was. Madam Clerk, my vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Khalid?
Well, thank you, Madam Clerk. This company, I know him very well. I heard him for a couple of my events. He did a great job I usually do an event at the stadium every year. So, and definitely my vote is yes. And like every other contract, it went through the same process. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilwoman Mims.
So Tyshawn, you know I fought for you the last time. I'm glad we finally got it right this time. You did a lot of work cleaning up downtown and Hinchliff for us in the past. And I'm glad to see that someone from Paterson was able to go through the procurement process and win the bid. My vote is yes.
Thank you. Councilman Omar. Yes. Councilman Omar.
Yes.
Thank you. Councilman Uden.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. So this is a Patersonian owned cleaning company. Tayshaun Wells owned this, and he's doing a great job in the city of Newark for last many years, and also work at the Hinchcliffe Stadium. Last time he was expecting a contract, but he was not able to make it. But I'd love to see him back one more time, and I'd like to see him working in our city. So with that being said, Tayshaun, congratulations. My vote is yes.
Thank you. Councilman Velez. Councilman Velez.
CFO, I know that, I don't know who put this paper together. Who put this paper together? What department?
You can ask questions.
Huh?
We have voting.
No, but who put this paperwork, this package, this paper? Because I'm looking at the paper and the resolution authorizing the award contract to White and Shawner. Oh, I'm in the right place? Look, it has a paper that belongs to another.
Thank you, Council President.
Another resolution. No, I'm in item 52, but I'm looking at a paper, the third paper, read, you got the same package?
You have something?
He's right, actually.
Come on. No, I'm not looking for it. The department, they put a paper in here that is not belong to the item that we're talking about.
It's a mistake that need to be read.
Yeah.
Yeah, the clerk will fix it, Councilman.
Okay. That, it says Department for HVAC system and plumbing and all that stuff. I just want to make sure. Yeah, okay. That should not be there, okay? So the other thing is, Council President, I know we're in voting, but because we fast to jump to vote, sometimes, you know, some question arise. I don't know when this bid was performed. Can anybody tell me when the bid was performed? The bid. When was the day it was performed? CFO, when was the day the bid performed, came in?
You got something in there that shouldn't be in there from Dipto.
No, because let me say this. I raised the same, oh, come on, man. I raised the same question to the mayor. Why are you taking a picture and praising that he won the bid, right? And when it's the truth, okay, it's the truth. But he don't do it for everybody. This one, I don't know, he make a big commotion and take a picture, and I asked him why he does it when we haven't take action. Now, today's what? The 15th, right? And nice picture, having meeting with the person that won the bid. It's good. But I put the same scenario to the mayor. What about the council? What about
Council members, please, council members, it's 1:14 a.m., so there's a few more items.
What about the council decide and reject it, it fails, right? And he does all the celebration pictures and everything, it's a problem. But, you know, I just want to say in the record that this company have performed a job in the past, okay? And he have done a great job. But one of the things that you have to pay attention is, Councilwoman, whoever is in economic development to work with this, that it's not fair. It's not fair. It's not fair. the contract is fair for him, but it's not fair to the scope of work. And you say it was for UEZ, right? Zone. So one UEZ zone get 11 block clean, and one get 2. You know, and one, you know, it's not fair. No.
Council members, we're on roll call, and I understand that.
Councilwoman Mims, when we sat down in committee before, we looked at the list that they was going to cover, and we added, in the past, we added more blocks for cops, more blocks for this and more for that. I don't think that 4 blocks from Summer Street to Straight Street is not 4 blocks. They call 4 blocks because it got a median, but it's only 1 block. But I know they're going to do a little bit more than what they're supposed to, you know. 11 blocks in number 1 from Union Avenue to Redwood. Yeah, but don't worry because I got the same length of shoulder on the UEZ zone. I'm only getting 4 blocks. Well, actually, if you look at it, it's not even 4 blocks. It's 2 blocks. But they put 4. Straight Street from Summer. What is that? Nothing. Straight Street from Summer. That's nothing. But Market Street, UEZ zone all the way down to Madison Avenue, and going around from Madison to the other side and coming back Park Avenue. I'm getting 2 blocks. Look, Park Avenue, I'm getting from Carroll to Memorial. Oh my God. Ladies and gentlemen, the contract will do the work. They're going to do the job. But one thing is, they're coming short in my 5th ward. I don't know if it's a payback from the mayor. I don't know what it is. But one thing we had to be diligent too. I don't know if Councilman Jackson is going to agree with me on this. We approve a budget to the SID. When you have seen the SID working cleaning up downtown? The SID is the same thing. SID is the same thing. They have not cleaned it, and we approved the budget for them. Increase the budget from $300 and something to $350,000, and we haven't seen one of those bucket cleaning on downtown from the SID. In other words, SID. Saying this, congratulations to the gentleman that came back home, a Patersonian. I know he's going to go out of the way to keep our city clean. My vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilman. Council President.
Thank you, Mr. Well. Congratulations. You're a Paterson resident. I mean, this is not braining. This is not braining. I don't know why we're spending so much time with this. The guy participated on the bid. He was a responsible bidder. He proved that he got record. Many companies many contracts that we approve here, you don't see any record. You don't see any history of the company doing the work. So at least this company, they have done the work and they have great records. So congratulations. Let's move forward. My vote is yes.
Thank you, Council President. The votes are 9 in favor, none against. Item number 52 is adopted.
Thank you. Item 53, Madam Clerk, please.
Council President.
Councilman.
So I just want to bring to the public and to my colleagues that it is 1:18 in the morning. My daughter and my grandbaby are here, and they're leaving in the morning. Well, they're leaving in a few hours. So I am leaving. I am leaving the meeting so that I can make sure that they get back home to where they live safely.
Well, thank you, Council Member. So we only have
much.
3 more items.
Night,
Item 53, Madam Clerk.
Good night, Paterson.
Yeah. Which item, Council President?
Item 53.
53? Okay. Item number 53 is a resolution addressing an entertainment show license renewal for Coastal Bar Restaurant and Lounge, T.A. Bocaditos.
Bocaditos, yeah.
Bocaditos?
Yeah, it tastes good.
Bistro, 710-712 Madison Avenue, 5th Ward. Finance Resolution number 25:.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Council President and
Second.
Councilmember Last, and second by Councilman Mims and Councilman Udine. Roll call, Madam Clerk, on item 53.
Did you say I second? I move it.
move it too.
Okay, thank you.
Come on. seconded by
We vote first.
Mims and Councilman Udine.
Velez, and second.
I got
Udine,
Mendez, Velez,
Evie, and
Mims, and
Mims.
Udine, right? Okay.
Second, they second.
Okay. Roll call on item number 53, Councilwoman Cotton. Councilwoman Davila.
Yes.
Councilman Jackson. Yes. Councilman Khalid. Oh, he's gone.
it's not yet.
Oh, Councilwoman Mims.
Yes.
Councilman Omar.
Yes.
Councilman Udine.
My vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Okay. Councilman Velez.
If you want to visit a great place in the city of Paterson, it's located, Bocatito is located in Ellison Street and Madison, 710 Madison Avenue. Nice place. Marissa Davila always loved this place.
No, he voted yes, Councilwoman. He said yes.
I just vote yes.
No.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, Councilman.
It's good.
Councilman.
My
live
vote is
there.
yes, Councilwoman, Council.
Thank you. The
Item
vote-
54, Madam
The
Clerk.
votes are 8 in favor, 1 against, I mean, 1 absent, I'm sorry.
Thank you. Item 54.
Item number 53 is hereby adopted. What was the item again, Council President? I'm sorry.
54, Madam Clerk.
54. Good night. Okay.
It's poquito. Sí, yeah. I understand.
Oh, I'm sorry. Item number 54, resolution amending resolution number 24:387, which is the 24-25 annual meeting notice for the municipal council of the city of Paterson to correct the date of the 2025 June workshop session to state Wednesday, June 11, 2025, and to confirm that meetings have returned to the council chambers. City Clerk, resolution number 25:228.
So moved.
Madam Clerk,
Yes.
Council President.
I'm sorry, it was moved by Councilman Davila, second by
You gotta do
Councilman
second.
Cotton.
You can make the
Second.
amendment, because it's supposed to be Thursday.
It should be Thursday.
It's
There's
not
no
Wednesday.
way. There's no way you can come back Wednesday after the election.
There
There's
you
no
go.
way.
So I
There's
don't
no
know who
way.
said
I'm sorry?
correct.
There's no way you can come back on a Wednesday for a council meeting during an election on June 10th.
It's always the Thursday after
election
the
is-
Tuesday
The
primary.
election is the Tuesday.
Correct.
election is
It's
Tuesday.
suppo-
And
The
then-
meeting is
Make it
supposed
The
to be
meeting goes to
Thursday.
Thursday.
Exactly, Thursday
It's
after
never the day
election.
It's
after
never the
election.
day after. Never.
Coño, pero
So,
I'm just saying.
Council President, Madam
So then
Clerk,
okay, all right.
Madam Clerk, it has always been, I mean, at least while we've been here.
Right.
12 years, right? She's been here 12
Yep.
years. That we never have a council meeting the day after election. It's always been the Thursday. So Tuesday is normally election, right? So if it's primary or November or May, it's always the Thursday. It's never, we've never had, it's too much for the clerk. It's too much for your office to come back when you're here till wee hours and then have to open back again. So it is a mistake. So
Yeah, there's a mistake,
do we
Madam
have to
Clerk.
correct it? Yes, but the correction should be Thursday.
Exactly, so it's always a Thursday, so we
June
voted
12th.
on it and you corrected, Madam Clerk. If you could correct that, and we could continue.
So motion to change, we have to put a motion on the floor to change.
From Wednesday to Thursday.
Yes.
So
from
Thursday, June 12th.
Thursday, June 12th.
Second.
I second it.
There's a motion by Councilwoman Davila, second by Councilwoman Cotton and Councilman Ibrahim.
So
Roll
there's-
call, Madam Clerk,
On the amendment. and
on the
then we'll-
amendment of item 53.
Roll call on item number 54 as amended. I'm sorry, yeah, Councilwoman Cotton.
Yes.
To amend, I'm sorry.
Yes.
Councilwoman Davila.
Yes.
Councilman Jackson. Yes. Councilman Omar.
Yes.
Councilman Udine.
Yes.
And Councilman Velez. stepped
Council
away.
President.
Council President.
I vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
The votes are 6 in favor, 3 absent. Item number 54 is, no, I have to roll call. Okay. Roll call on item number 54. Councilwoman Cotton.
Yes.
Councilwoman Davila.
Yes.
Councilman Jackson. Yes. Councilman Omar.
Yes.
Councilman Udine.
Yes.
Council President.
Yes, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. The items are 6 in favor, 3 absent. Item number 54 is hereby adopted as amended.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Item 55, Madam Clerk.
55. 1 second.
renewal. It's the last item on the list.
You have a problem
Do I
with
have it?
that?
Let me see it.
Vamos.
1 second, please. I don't see 55.
Do you need it?
Yeah, come on. Thank you. Oh. Item number 55 is a resolution addressing the renewal of an entertainment show license for J&B Bar and Liquors, LLC, 468-470, Broadway, First Ward, Finance Resolution number 25:20.
So moved.
Second.
It was moved by Councilwoman Davila and second by Councilwoman Cotton. Roll call, Madam Clerk, on item 55.
Okay, 1 second. Roll call on item number 55 for adoption. Councilwoman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilwoman Davila?
Yes.
Councilman Jackson?
Yes.
Councilman Omar?
Yes.
Councilman Udine?
Yes.
Council President?
My vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. The items are 6 in favor, 3 absent. Item number 55 is hereby adopted.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. This concludes our agenda. May I have a motion to close?
No, we got
have
to do
more.
second
Council
reading.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, we have a few. We have 3
Yes.
on second reading. Yes, and we have 2 on first reading. So stay tuned. It's 127. Don't stay tuned with those Councilman members. Madam Clerk, let's start with our second reading ordinance. We could do this quick.
You open the public hearing and close it. Come on.
Item number 1?
Yes, number 1 is second reading, Madam Clerk.
Item number 1, it's an ordinance, second reading ordinance, authorizing lease renewal and update for the Paterson Task Force, 36-38 Circle Avenue, also known as Hilltop Haven Administration, ordinance number 25-012. Public hearing is required.
It was moved by Councilwoman Davila and second by Councilwoman Cotton and also Councilman Ibrahim also as well.
I don't know why, because
Public hearing.
I was the one
Public
that worked on it.
It was,
Go ahead.
it was moved by, Madam Clerk, by correction, it was moved by Councilman Davila and Councilwoman Cotton, and second by Councilman Ibrahim. Public portion is now open for members of the public that wish to speak
Hearing
on item
none,
number 1.
move to close.
Second.
Move to close by Councilwoman Davila, and second by Councilwoman Cotton and Councilman Ibrahim. Roll call, Madam Clerk. To
Roll
close the
call.
public
To
hearing on
close the
item number
public
1.
hearing.
Also close the public hearing. Councilwoman Cotton?
Yes.
Councilwoman Davila?
Yes.
Councilman Jackson? Councilman Omar? Councilman Udine?
Yes.
Council President?
Yes, Madam Clerk.
Okay, items are 6 in favor, 3 absent. To close the public portion.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Roll call on item number 1, Madam
For
Clerk.
second.
Roll call on item number 1 on second reading
Okay.
for adoption. Councilwoman Cotton.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I just want to say to Eva, because I know she's watching, I have been on this for the renewal for the Hilltop Haven, which is a shelter for women and children. We finally got the lease agreement signed, and I just want to say thank you to Corporation Counsel Eamon Abushi and Joel for making sure they had not had a lease for quite some time. So thank you, gentlemen, for us pushing this forward quickly to get them so they can start getting more grant funding. They needed this lease to get more grant funding. With that being said, Madam Clerk, my vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Davila.
I won't say much. I think Councilwoman Cotton rounded it off, said it best. Full support of the Paterson Task Force and Hilltop Haven, and Corporation Counsel, thank you so much for all your due diligence on this. My vote is yes on second reading.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilman Jackson.
Yes.
Councilman Omar.
Yes.
Councilman Udine.
Yes.
Council President.
My vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. The votes are 6 in favor, 3 absent. Item number 1 is adopted on second reading.
Very good.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Item number 2.
Item number 2, ordinance amending and supplementing Paterson Code, Chapter 435, Article 4, entitled Obstructions, creating procedures to obtain a permit to park in front of a driveway, sponsored by Councilwoman Maritza Davila, co-sponsored by Council President Alex Mendez, Councilman Luis Velez, Councilman M.D. Ford Udine, Councilwoman Ruby N. Cotton, Councilwoman Dr. Lalisa Mims, and Councilman Ibrahim Omar.
So
Second
moved.
word?
Second.
Ordinance number 25-013.
So
I'm sorry. Second.
Moved by Councilwoman Davila, second by Councilwoman Cotton and Councilman Udine, Councilman Ibrahim. Members of the public portion, public hearing is now open for item number 2.
See now,
Seeing
move to
none.
close.
See no move
Second.
to close by Councilwoman Cotton and second by Councilwoman Davila and Councilman Ibrahim. Roll call, Madam Clerk, to close the public hearing on item
Roll call
number
to
2.
close the public hearing on item number 2. Councilwoman Cotton.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. This is for you, Victoria Aquendo. This is for you. Madam Clerk, my vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Davila.
Councilwoman Cotton, why are you trying to steal my thunder? So I need to definitely put this on record, and I know that we're closing the public hearing, but I want to say this, you know, there was quite a few members that came, constituents that came complaining about getting tickets, and they were parked in their driveway. We know we got the situation going on with parking throughout the city. I believe that this is going to be a way of, and obviously enforcement is important, but this will alleviate, and I really want a special thanks to Victoria Okendo, because through her and her due diligence and her doing her research and working with Corporation Council, we were able to put this together. And I know she was on top of it. She was calling me, and I'm like, we're getting it done, we're getting it done. But Victoria, we finally got it done, and I'm looking forward, you know, to putting some type of alleviation to some of the homeowners or constituents who have and get the permission to be able to park in the driveways. So with that said, my vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilwoman.
To close the public hearing.
Councilman Jackson.
Yes.
Councilman Omar. Yes. Councilman Udine. Item number 2.
Public hearing.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. So we are voting on the item to the owner can park blocking his. Oh, closing public. Oh,
just
my
closing
bad.
the public
Sorry,
hearing, but-
my vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Thank you.
Yes.
Councilman Velez, yes. Council President.
My vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. The votes are 9 in favor, 3 absent. Item number 2 is to close the public hearing. Okay.
No, we
Roll call,
did.
Madam Clerk.
We closed the
Roll
public
call on
hearing.
item number 2 for adoption. Councilwoman Cotton.
Yes.
Councilwoman Davila.
Before I vote, Commissioner Razak is still watching. Eva, she's still watching, and she wanted to thank the council for the vote on item number 1. But for item number 2, my vote is yes.
Thank you. Councilman Jackson.
Yes.
Councilman Omar. Councilman Udine.
So, thank you, Madam Clerk. We are voting on an item that an owner can park blocking his driveway with a permit. But at the same time, I want to remind that, and I want Madam Clerk to take notes, the parking on the commercial vehicle park overnight, that's a regular issue in our city. When you're talking about something like that, that we need permit to park on our own driveways, which is great, and I'm one of the sponsors. The problem that I myself is experiencing for last about a year or so, almost every night I call Paterson Police Department for 2 commercial vehicles parked on my own street, that street that I live on. Even now, the both commercial vehicle parked on my street that belong to Park Avenue Foods, their location on Albion Avenue. So I want to take notes on this to write it, you know, I'm going to send you the pictures tomorrow morning or just now, and I want to forward that to the department. I believe that there is something else is happening. How come Paterson Police Department come, they issue ticket and keep going, the same things happening? Why not they're towing the trucks since the repetition of the same action every day? 2 trucks on the same street, Lexington Avenue. So I'm going to send an email tomorrow morning or just before I go to sleep. I need action on this, because we are trying to improve ourselves, and when we are introducing a legislation that you can park on your own driveway with the permit, people will feel that this is a joke to them because commercial vehicle parked on the street, no enforcement. And we are talking about permit parking when I'm blocking my driveway. So we need to do better job on this. As a legislative body, we need to introduce the new and better legislation. That's true. But execution has to come from the executive branch of the government. So my vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Velez?
Is it done?
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Councilwoman Davila, thank you for bringing this forward and have a thorough discussion with us, and that's why we're supporting it. To the residents of Paterson, homeowners, and anybody that willing to take benefit on this, read the whole ordinance, please, because we don't want this people fighting for things that are not meant to fight for. But there's strict rules here. There's some requirements. There's some permits that you had to follow with, applying for, and hopefully this alleviate the call of service also for blocking driveways or whatever. So if you follow the ordinance and the requirement that is here, everything will be okay. My vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilman. Council President?
My vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. Okay, the votes are 7 in favor.
All right, now, roll call, Madam Clerk, on item number 2 now.
We just did the roll call.
Sorry, item number 3, I'm sorry.
Voting.
We get the roll call.
No, on item number 2, we voted. We're moving to item number 3. Yeah. Item number 3, Madam Clerk, on second reading.
Okay, I didn't announce the votes. The votes are 7 in favor, 2 absent.
Did you vote?
Item number
didn't hear
2
you
is
vote.
hereby adopted.
Did you vote? No. He did.
You say item
I
number
did,
3,
yes.
Council President? Item number 3?
Yes, Madam Clerk.
Item
please.
number 3 is an ordinance updating Chapter 433 of the Paterson Code entitled Stormwater Control to comply with current NJDEP standards, Public Works, ordinance number 25-014.
So move.
So move.
Second.
Moved by Councilwoman Davila and Councilwoman Cotton, and second by Councilwoman Udine. Public portion is now open for item number 3. Members of the public that wish to speak on this item.
They now move to close.
I have
Daniel Mejia is here.
Oh,
Mr.
you
Mejia
wanna
is
speak?
here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Mr. Mejia.
To speak when you guys were talking about the parking. And
This is not that item, though. Public hearing is for this item.
No, but you know,
Go
just,
ahead, go ahead.
he was trying to speak on the last item. But
yeah,
go ahead.
But
Let
just
him
to
speak,
summarize, me and Mike Jackson, I posted it on my Facebook for Silk City 1, where the people were also getting ticketed and told for parking near the corners. And so on the state law, you would be violating if you don't give the person the ticket, but it doesn't state when could the vehicle be removed. You have boats that were staying for longer than 3 years, 5 years in one position without being towed. So that's one of the concern of the people in general, especially in the 4th Ward where it's overpopulated and less parking.
And that's different. The
But yeah,
statute
that's
says that the
basically
council-
what I
Okay.
wanted to say.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mejia. Seeing none, move to close. Move to close
close.
by Councilwoman Davila, second by Councilman Ibrahim. Roll call, Madam Clerk, to close public hearing on item number 3.
Okay. Roll call to close the public hearing on item number 3. Councilwoman Davila, Cotton, I'm sorry. Councilwoman Davila.
Yes.
Councilman Jackson.
Yes.
Councilman Omar.
Yes.
Councilman Udine.
Yes, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Velez.
There's no money involved in this, right?
Which one?
Come on now. It's a public hearing.
Huh?
Public hearing.
Oh,
Item number 3.
Is any comment?
closing, okay. All right. Oh, I could comment his speech. The discretion of police officers all depends if the vehicle is causing any kind of hazard. They could tow it away. Oh, my vote is yes to close.
Thank you. Council President?
My vote is yes, Madam Clerk, to close the public hearing on item number 3.
Public hearing is closed on item number 3. Votes are 7 in favor, 2 absent.
Roll call.
Roll call for item number 3 for adoption. Councilwoman Cotton? Councilwoman Davila?
Yes.
Councilman Jackson? Councilman Omar? Councilman Omar? Councilman Udine? Councilman Udine. Yes.
My vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. Councilman Velez?
He said yes.
You did? Okay.
No, not yet. Just take in consideration that the 433-18 has a violation and penalty, just in case anybody don't want to follow this new ordinance on it. My vote
We
is
still
yes.
got 3
Thank you,
items.
Council President.
My vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Votes are 7 in favor, 2 absent. Item number 3 is hereby adopted.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. On first reading, item number 4, Madam Clerk, on first
Item
reading.
number
We don't need public
4
hearing
for
on this
first
item.
reading. No public hearing is required. Ordinance amending fee provisions in Paterson Code, Chapter 121, Animals, Chapter 227, Food and Beverage Vending Machines, Chapter 231, Food Establishments Retail, Chapter 235, Food Handlers Certificate, Chapter 243, Food Vending Vehicles, Chapter 279, Sales of Ice, Chapter 349, Outdoor Cafes, Chapter 351, Lead-Based Paint, Chapter 417, Slaughterhouses, Chapter 427, Solid Waste, and Chapter 441, Tattooing Finance.
So move.
Second.
Moved by Councilwoman Davila, second by Councilman Ibrahim. On first reading, roll call, Madam Clerk.
I'm sorry.
Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Okay, that's right, I forgot. Roll call on item number 4 for first reading. Councilwoman Cotton? Yes. Councilwoman Davila?
Yes.
Councilman Jackson?
No.
Okay. Councilman Omar? Yes. Councilman Udine?
Yes.
Councilman Velez?
This is good for
Raising
raising
fees.
fee
Yes.
to outdoors cafe, slaughterhouse, solid waste. Yeah. Full handler certificate, all that. Establish retail, food establishing retail. Oh, nah, I don't feel comfortable raising right now. They going through a lot of burden. My vote is no.
Okay, thank you, Councilman. Councilman,
My vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Council President? Your vote is yes?
Vote is yes.
Okay, thank you.
I mean, and
votes are 5 in
before,
favor.
yeah, go ahead.
The
Go
votes are 5 in favor, 2 against, 2 absent.
And just
Item
before I continue, Councilmember,
Item
listen.
number 4
think-
is adopted on first reading. Second
Thank-
reading will be held.
Thank you. It's 1:43, but I need to say this. This item's it's been up like for over a year. We've been back and forth playing around with this item. Those are like fees that they haven't been raising in like 20, 30 years. It's just out of, if we're really serious about doing business with the city, this is the least that we could do. Item number 5, Madam Clerk, on first reading.
Okay, Council President, one moment. Second reading will be held at the May, I believe it's 15th meeting. I'm not sure. I don't have my form with me. Okay. Okay, second reading will be held on the May 20th meeting, regular meeting at 7:00 p.m. for item number 4. Item number 5, for first reading, no public hearing required, ordinance authorizing the continuation of the city's municipal identification program and increasing the fees, Health and Human Services.
So move.
Moved by Councilwoman Davila, second by Councilman Ibrahim. Roll call, Madam Clerk, on item number 5.
Roll call on item number 5, Councilwoman Cotton. Councilwoman Davila.
Yes.
Councilman Jackson.
Yes.
Councilman Omar.
Yes.
Councilman Velez.
Yes, Madam Clerk.
Councilman Mendez.
My vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Excuse me.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
He sound like me, but not me. Udine.
Udine? Okay, Councilman Udine, I'm sorry.
I understand that there's some ordinance had not been amended for more than 30 years, but when you see a license for public eating places sitting, 300 people from $1,500 to $2,000, it means a lot. It's almost 100% or more than 50% raise in all those licenses.
100%?
You know, almost. Council President, I don't have a problem, some issues that we having with the Board of Health. I don't know if the inspectors of Board of Health are being orientated the right way, but I have some concerns from Board of Health inspectors going into establishments, and I know it's Board of Health, and going to establishment, and instead of expecting for food or out-of-date food or whatever, they go into places and they telling the store owner, for example, if they have a bathroom in the back that have been there for decades, they tell them, no, I don't want the bathroom back there, I want the bathroom in the front. And that's not a construction official. He's not, the inspector is not a construction official individual to change bathroom when he wants to, especially when it's not a restaurant, it's a grocery store. So there's some things that they're going into, the new inspector I'm talking about, they go into places and you need to change this.
Councilman, what does that have to do with increasing fees for IDs?
Oh, no, because they say Health and Human Services.
Yes, that's under health, that's the department. We had a committee meeting.
But the director, the same way that Councilwoman started talking about the clerk.
No, but you're talking about something else. We're voting on.
So I
The last item.
That's okay, that's okay.
Council member.
You're good, you're good.
Council
But
member.
take into look at that to see if they, they don't exceed the power of inspecting. But this is.
No, we are voting.
This is, I don't know how many revenue we're doing on this, the IDs, but I know the production of IDs have been going down since all this immigration situation going down. Yes, ID. They don't even want to put their passport. They're gonna go for an ID. But saying that, as I say, how much is the fee now? No, we started with 7, I believe. It was. 15.
Council member, let's try
It was
to
15?
let's try to ask a question before during the discussion. When we enroll calls, so we're supposed to take action, either vote up or down on any item. But director, what's the fee on the ID?
The current fee is $15.
15, 15.
And it's going to what?
15 now. Council President?
Go ahead, director.
$20.
Huh?
It is going to $20.
Oh, thank you. And that's not a lot of power in the ID, but okay.
Okay.
They don't set those IDs in motor vehicle. They don't set those IDs nowhere.
No, they're important. Those ID, they're important.
But saying that, no, at least let me give it $5 a raise on that. The other one I didn't agree. This one I agreed. All right, my vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilman. Council President.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I remember when former Mayor Joy Torre was, that was his initiative. I was in full support. I was a councilman at large when the municipal ID came on board. There was a lot of requests. We have a lot of residents in the city of Paterson that they need those ID. Unfortunately, the legal status is not organized, and the ID means a lot for residents that we have here, because you could go with a passport from your country and with a picture and proof, and you could get a city ID. That's important. Director, based on your comment on any inspector, if there's any inspector doing any wrongdoing, so we're here to enforce the law. We're not here to break people and hurt business. So I definitely know that you'll be handling that. And if everybody has a complaint, the director is there, because we got to make sure that our employees do the right thing with a business owner. My vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Council President. The votes are 7 in favor, 2 absent. Item number 5 is adopted on first reading. Second reading will be held at the regular meeting of May 20th, 2025.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. The last item, which is item number 6.
Item number 6 is a resolution authorizing an application to the Passaic County Open Space Farmland a historic preservation trust fund for the East Side Park Broadway Steps renovation project.
So move.
Administration Resolution Number 25:180.
So moved.
So move.
Moved by Council President, Councilman Udine, Councilwoman Davila, second by Councilman Eby and Councilwoman Cotton. A roll call, Madam Clerk, on item number 6.
Okay. Roll call for item number 6. Councilwoman Cotton? Yes. Councilwoman Davila?
Yes.
Councilman Jackson?
Yes.
Councilman Omar? Yes. Councilman Udine?
Yes.
Councilman Velez? Oh, okay. Councilman Velez? No, okay. Council President?
My vote is yes, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. The votes are 6 in favor, 3 absent. Item number 6 is hereby adopted.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. May I have a motion to close?
So move.
Motion to close moved by Councilwoman Davila, second by Councilman
Actually,
Ibrahim.
Council President, before we close, this is
Councilwoman
something
Davila.
that's very important that I need to address, and I don't want to do it in closing because it's that important. This afternoon, as I was approaching City Hall, my son was dropping me off, and I happened to witness, we've received numerous complaints, I personally, I don't know how many other council members, about the situation that's been going on in 125 Ellison Street. I have had conversations with Director Bosey about his program, The Real Fix, but I saw firsthand today how there was a group that came out from the program, stood right in front of 125, went on the side of the steps as people are coming in and out, constituents coming in and out, and I took a video of it because that is how concerning it was and specific that my son was able to witness what was going on and nothing was done. There was a gentleman who decided to take out his drugs, roll up, and the person who I don't want to mention but works for the program, who should be, I guess, the counselor, whatever the person is, did not say absolutely anything. And it was a city employee who walked over and basically told the gentleman, "What are you doing?" Now, he wasn't the only one, but he was the only one rolling up. And this employee said, "What are you doing?" And he says, "Oh, this is legal, I could do this." He goes, "Absolutely not. It can be legal for you to consume in your own privacy, but not for you to do this in front of a municipal building and in open space." And so I have the videos. I have said it numerous times to the mayor. That program needs to be removed from 125 Ellison Street. There are individuals that walk into the first floor that go in there because they're in need of food or housing or situations, rental assistance, you name it, you know, and the other departments also, individuals going, you know, to other departments concerning economic development, zoning and planning, and it's an embarrassment, and it's truly disheartening to see that that is allowed and nothing is being done, and to have witnessed that the person who works with that group allowed the person, didn't say clear up, go, and I'm standing at that point. I got out of the car because I wanted the gentleman to see that I witnessed it. Now, I'm not going to put myself in a position to start arguing with someone because I'm not going to put myself in harm's way, okay? But we need to do something about removing that program out of 125 Ellison Street and having it in another space. Once again, I've put it on record. I have here the videos, and I want something to be done. And I think every council member here, if you were there and you were with your child, or forget it, my child, any child, okay, for that matter, we have schools that are all 3 schools, right, literally not half a block away, and you know that's being allowed. So I want to thank you, and also I've gotten complaints from the employees. They don't feel safe. These individuals have gone to go into other floors using the other bathrooms. There's feces on the floor, there's urine. We need to stop it. With that said, I'm sorry, but I had to put
roll
that
call,
out
Madam
there.
Clerk.
Roll call to adjourn the meeting of April 15, 2025. Councilwoman Cotton. Oh, you didn't get a motion?
What are we doing, Madam Clerk?
We closing the meeting,
Oh,
Councilwoman.
we didn't get a motion.
All right, thank you, Madam Clerk. I just wanted, before I close, I
We didn't
just
get a
wanted,
motion.
say that again?
We didn't get
Already
a,
moved it.
we did?
To close.
Move the, there was a motion on the floor to close, move back. We're on roll call
Well,
to
who
close.
seconded it? You called Cotton.
Yes, sir.
There was a motion moved by Councilwoman Davila and second by Councilwoman Cotton and Councilman Ibrahim.
Roll call, I said that I wanted to put something.
Okay, I didn't have it on my paper.
Madam Clerk,
Okay, roll
so
call.
you have the motion to close, to adjourn the meeting by Councilwoman
Yes,
Davila
yes, she
and
has.
second by Councilman Cotton and Councilman Ibrahim,
Yeah.
correct? Okay, so roll call now.
Roll call to close the regular meeting of April 15, 2025. Councilwoman Cotton?
Oh,
yes?
God. Yes, on me now?
Yes, Councilwoman.
She said
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I just want to, I just have a few things to say to the audience watching. Thank you for watching, and I do want to apologize for what went down this evening, and it should not have. You know, our children are on spring break. Not everyone is, but most public schools are on spring break. What I would like to do is make sure that especially our young people coming out of high school that are not going to go to college, that we can encourage them to take a trade, whether it be electrician or carpenter, a construction worker. Right now, they're not looking for sweepers or laborers. They're looking for people with some type of trade, something that they can do. So let's do our best to encourage our children. Let's do our best to engage them in all different activities that we can have here in the city, because it's really important. And I know that, and we had talked about this before, that many people are watching our council meeting. You know, people may not think so, but they are watching. And we must always try to be on our best behavior, because when you see young people out there, and I think what's happening with our young people out there, they're looking at what the grown people are doing, and they see that they're not doing the right thing. So please, let's continue. I just want to also say that the Passaic Valley Water Commission has now has with Shares. The program Share does electric and gas, and so Passaic Valley Water Commission has now partnership with Shares that they will pay portion of your bill. I believe it's up to $200. It's $200 for electric, $200 for gas, and now $200 towards the water bill. Like we said before, there's still many people out there. Since COVID, our delinquent rates at the Passaic Valley Water has doubled. People are still owing from COVID that they have not been able to recuperate. Also, I want to say I participate in a lot of programs. I donate to a lot of programs, and that's because of my husband. We felt we needed to donate because that's how we grew up, and we donated and we support and we do that. I just want to say, and I want to put it out there on record, you know, it was said about Assemblyman Al, well, councilman at the time, but he has always supported a lot of organizations. He's never put it out there in public. I don't put everything I do in public out there. But Councilman Al, but now he's an assemblyman, has supported many. He sat next to me for 7 years. So if I say to him, somebody's having an event, he would say, okay, tell me who to make the check out to and who to give it to. So I just want to put that on record, that he has donated. He's donated to my organizations, my Ed Cotton Foundation, my bicycle giveaway, my Christmas giveaway, my Thanksgiving. So, and I know a lot of council people sitting up here have donated. And you say, okay, this organization doing this one is doing this. So, but I always say, you know, if they say thank you, they say thank you. If not, then you know there's something for a good cause. And like I'm always trying to get stuff for children all the time, raising things for children. So if you're able to donate, because it will come twofold back. When I grew up as a kid, my grandfather would say, if you keep your hand closed, nothing will come in it. So you got to open it up. If you open it up and you give from your heart, and you'll get tenfolds back. And I've seen it happen over and over for my life, for my children's life, for people that I know. So I just want to put that out there. There's so much stuff that we can do. Let's keep supporting each other. Let's keep, we just had my organization, Passaic County African American Women. We gave 3 scholarships away. Our kids, we're able to help them go to school. Let's do that. So community, I just want to apologize for what happened tonight. It should not happen. People are watching us, and we must do our best to be our best. Do our best to be our best. With that being said, Madam Clerk, I believe that's all I have. There was something else, but I can't remember. But don't forget about the SHEERS program. Passaic Valley Water, 973-340-4300. The number again is 973-340-4300. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Everyone out there, please have a good night. Have a happy Easter coming up. Enjoy the rest of the spring break that the children have. Madam Clerk, my vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilwoman Davila.
It is now 2:01 a.m. I want to, again, Councilwoman always talks about, and I always say, and I'm going to say, I always say that the best nation is a donation. So I believe, okay, what Councilwoman Khan has said, having an open hand giving, okay? I believe in helping hands. And I also want to also second what Councilwoman Cotton said about our previous colleague, now Assemblyman Al Abdulaziz. He is that person to all of us, all right? And it's sad that, they would put it out there that, he, only because now he's an assemblyman, he's now doing or supporting, different organizations, when this is something that he has been doing for quite some time. In addition to that, no one can say that, Al Abdulaziz, our assemblyman, he fought hard for the 6th Ward, and he never, ever, was shamed about it. He always stood ground with the 5th Ward, but he also understands now. He now represents the 35th Legislative District, which represents 6 municipalities. And so, I thank you, Assemblyman, for all that you do, what you continue to do, and I'm happy to have you be a representative on our state legislator. Yes, on our state legislation. I'm sorry, I'm tired. The last thing that I'm going to say is, happy Easter to everyone. Have a safe holiday, together with your family, if it's church that you'll be visiting, if it's, I know that right now, the city of Paterson also is in mourning, as, Paterson, we lost a Patersonian to the situation that happened, the tragedy that happened in the Dominican Republic. In addition, in Passaic as well, we lost the Paterson Peruvian Parade, Inc. 2016 teenage queen passed away, and she was celebrating her birthday and getting a certification in the Dominican Republic, and she passed away the day of her birthday. So, just 24 years old. So, my condolences to the entire family, to the Peruvian community, to the community as a whole in terms of the Dominican Republic, to the constituent that we lost from the 2nd Ward. I mean, there's a lot of people in hurt. So, I know that there's mourning going on, and then there's the celebrations, So with that said, I stand, in solidarity with our Dominican community and to all the families. And finally, I do want to bring this up, and I will be bringing it up in our May meetings, is that Passaic County Community College is going to be hosting a free, open event. It's a community resource health day where they'll be providing community resources. There'll be different entities providing some through medical doctors. There'll be some screenings done. There'll be some social agencies, WIC, massage, and so many other things, just promoting a community, because we always talk about that the most important C in Passaic County Community College is community. And that'll be happening on Saturday, May 10th from 10 to 2 at the Passaic Academic Center, 2 Paulson Ave in Passaic. And once again, I'll be bringing this up back in our May meeting. So with that said, to my colleagues, to everyone, my vote is yes to close the public portion, and I stayed at my 3 minutes. My vote is yes.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. A couple things through the Chair, Corporation Council. If I can get a report, please, on the status of Community Court and the $600,000 that was allocated or that was granted for the first session. I understand that there's going to be a request for whatever. Can I please have a full report on that by next week? I forgot what the other thing was. Relative to voting, listen, if you're in this community and you understand the conditions of this community, and if you're from the urban portions of this community, you understand who's there, who has been there, and Kenyatta Stewart is definitely a person that's been there. I beg to differ. There was a community event put together with all black churches. That was the first. I've never seen Abdelaziz at such an event. And he's made it very clear in the past and taken strong stances on who he supports, which groups he supports, which outings he comes out for. And if you're in this community, if you're casting that vote, and from my perspective, you're making a grave mistake. Man, I should have wrote it down. I don't even remember now. I'm sorry, Madam Clerk. You know, forget it. My vote is yes.
Yes, okay. Councilman Omar.
So before I vote, I just want to say, it's easy to throw a punch at someone when they're not in the room to defend themselves. I want to wish everyone a happy Easter, and I don't even know why I'm saying it now. It's 2:06, but to the residents that are watching, specifically my 6th Ward residents, I do have an Easter egg hunt on Saturday, April 19th at 12 p.m. You're all invited. Happy Easter, and good night, Paterson.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Udine?
He was getting good.
He didn't say yes.
He said yes.
I said yes, Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Good morning, Paterson. And as we are closing today's meeting, so many of our community members were just we're waiting to see that what we do with the budget that were in the meeting last workshop session. Before Mr. CFO leaves the chamber, I want to just mention that today we have approved a temporary appropriation for the next 2 months, and we'd like to see the cities running. But again, we definitely removed the item because somehow the feeling was that this is not going through because the council members are not going to support that tax hike. It does not mean that we are going to have multiple appropriations and then end of the day we're going to find out that we expended more than what we're expecting. So I am telling in advance that we need a budget which is strategic, not on the hope of a transitional aid. And depending on transitional aid is not a strong administration. We have to find a path that where we can depend on ourselves. That's a strategy we have to bring to the council. So I want to just give you an advance that in the future I'm not going to support another appropriation. I like to see from now on you're working on the budget, and if we need to sit down, as Council President myself mentioned in the DCM meeting, that we need to sit down. We need to hear from not 1 or 2 council members. You need to hear from every single council members and take the suggestion in serious consideration. So Paterson, and Paterson is very in a level that when you're talking about this budget, just know this, everything is very connected. Paterson Board of Education raised 4% taxes, which I understand that we have nothing to do with it, but Paterson people are getting Paterson, the people, rest of the people of the city of Paterson has to pay this 4% raises came from the public schools. We are giving, and now we are talking about our own budget. So let's sit multiple times before we bring the budget to the next workshop session, Mr. CFO. So I think we need planning. We need to have planning in advance. We need to have council meetings. If we need to sit down with the DCA, we need to sit down with the DCA. If we need to go out in every single items, and I'm not sure who's in the ad hoc committee. We need to have the meeting in advance, not in the last meeting. And again, I'm saying in advance that I'm not going to support in the future of another appropriation, because I like to see the budget in front of us and have meetings before it comes to the council meeting. So with that being said, Paterson, and just know this, every time I walk to the, talking to the families, this debate is between paying mortgage or rent versus going to the groceries. That kind of situation that Paterson is going through at this point. So again, as the council members, the voice of the people, we have to stand together. It's not about that administration versus council members. It's about working together, finding proper solutions. So with that being said, Madam Clerk, my vote is yes.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Velez.
First of all, I want to say thank you to Madam Clerk, Councilwoman. I want to say thank you to Madam Clerk, to the staff of the City Council, to the staff of the City Clerk for the hard work they did, moving all the stuff that we have in our office to be able to have a nice, beautiful floor, and then put it back in place. Let's give a round of applause. They did a great job. You know, and to the DPW workers that was involved on it too. So, you know, we recognize that. We recognize that. And they made it so possible that we could have our events here too. Right, Councilman Mendez? Without no problem. Our heart goes to the victims of the tragedy at Jet Set. Ladies and gentlemen, let me say this. I went to Dominican Republic on a Friday to come back on a Wednesday, on a Wednesday. Meanwhile, I was in Dominican Republic, I received a call that my brother passed away, right? So it was hard for me. Not only that, I go to Puerto Rico to bury my brother, and that same Tuesday that I went to Puerto Rico, that same Sunday I went to Puerto Rico, coming back Tuesday night, okay, we received a call about the tragedy in Dominican Republic. It hit home because beside that, a lot of people died in that event there in the Dominican Republic. Ruby Perez is second cousin of my wife. So it's family, his home, you know, and not having the chance to go there and travel and be with them, it was hard for the side of the family of Ruby Perez. So, you know, our heart goes to them. We still mourning these victims, and we're going to stay strong, but I always say that the Dominican Republic will rise at this situation. Also, I encourage the government of the Dominican Republic to be more strict in the co-enforcement and construction codes in the Dominican Republic, also those that somehow breaks the law in that aspect. Councilwoman Davila, I know you know my wife. Councilman Mendez, I know you have been with us. And everyone that knows my wife, she's my diamond. She's my diamond. So those that do not know where she comes from, let me give you a little history. She comes from a well-educated family. The mother is a retired teacher in the Dominican Republic. Her father is an accounting, did, you know, went to school for accounting. His brother is a business administrator. Have a sister that is a doctor. My wife has 2 masters a business administrator, and an economy, master in economy, international economy. So she's well prepared. I don't have to put a gun on her. I don't have to tell her where she had to go apply. And nepotism is when I'm the hiring authority and I hire a family member. So in this case, that don't apply for me. And she's well qualified for the amount of money that she receives as an employee. Saying that, and then once again, we're humans. I'm a human person, and if you come after my family, my blood, the reaction, that's the lesson you could receive from me. Argue and defend them. Saying that, Madam Clerk, let's remain in the week that we call Holy Week, be one that we really do not do it by tradition, that our actions speak by itself. Today we heard people talking about let's come together, let's unite, let's do this, let's do that. But when they speak about that, their actions are different, you know. And once again, I'm the last person in this council probably to offend someone with my actions. Sometimes I smile because I believe I had to smile because I don't want to take it to my heart. Anything that happened today, Councilwoman here, I know it happened for a reason, but one thing I know is that will not change my heart to serve the city of Paterson and the people of Paterson. I'm genuine. I'm going to continue serving the city of Paterson with all my strength and all my heart, but putting God first and putting His strength over me. Thank you for the Paterson Police Department for being here, and all the staff and the Corporation Council. Thank you for everything you do. Mr. B.A., thank you. I just said, Mr. B.A., thank you for being here. And your acknowledgement will be proven down the road. Hector, thank you. My vote is yes to close.
Thank you.
Mr. Mejias, guys, thank you. Thank you for being here.
Council President.
My vote is yes to close the meeting tonight. Good night. And what's his name? Melinda and Mr. Rafael Gonzalez, thank you for all the work that you do and your patience with the cameras.
Thank you, Councilman, Council President.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. It's 2:17 a.m. First of all, thanks to all my council colleagues. Thank you to the council colleagues that are still here finishing this agenda. And I'm going to say this. I'm here to work with all my council colleagues. If you see me, when you need me, I'm there. When you call me, when you reach out to me, I'm available, I'm accessible, and I'm the type of person that I will work with you if you have a project to put them on the table. And it's the same situation with our community. But it's definitely, we have to be mindful of our action of this council chamber. What happened today, I definitely, I asked for a 5-minute break because for me, it's impossible for me not to say anything and to stay quiet when I see a council member insulting other council members' family, and at this time his wife. I mean, it doesn't look good on us. There's enough problem in our community, and we have so many challenges for us to be attacking each other. We're supposed to be working together, and we could disagree. There's a lot of things that we're going to disagree on, and it's okay. When I see my council colleagues having discussion about items that are on the agenda, items that will help our city, I take my time, because that's what we should be doing, but not talking about personal situation, attacking us at a personal level. That's not what I want to see. I'm looking forward to have a better relationship with all my council colleagues. That's what I'm expecting to have, and I'm here to collaborate and work with all of them. And I'm the type of person that I could sit with any person, and that's what I'm doing. When I have a problem, I sit down with administration. That's the only way that we're going to get things done in the city. That's the only way that we're going to get things done in the city. And somebody mentioned the real fix. the data that we're getting for Rio Fix is not the reality that we have in the community. I mean, the amount of homeless and people panhandling in our community is alarming. It's out of control. People urinating, defecating, something has to be done. I don't see that program. I don't see that program has been effective. I would love to sit down with Mr. Ed Bose. I request a presentation about the 77 camera. We have $1 million grant that we allocated for that to make sure that to catch people that are dumping garbage in our community. Illegal commercial vehicle parking overnight in our community. Those are legislation that will be revenue into the city if we're enforcing that. That's our job. The administration have to start thinking about additional revenue to be able to balance this budget. Let's put the work. Paterson one day is going to be the great city in the state of New Jersey, but we got to work for it. Let's pray for our city. Let's stay together, and let's keep our Dominican Republic in prayer. We have a lot of family here in the city of Paterson that lost a loved one in that tragedy. I lost many great friends there. There was 231 people dead on that tragedy. It was horrible, and the country is mourning. And I want to thank our Congresswoman Nelly Poe and Caro Cuadrado, her assistants. Last Thursday, we worked really hard to make sure to get a passport, a U.S. passport to a resident that live here in Paterson to go to Dominican Republic and bury their family, their loved one that lost their life in this tragedy. So let's keep those family in prayer. Let's pray for the city of Paterson. Madam Clerk, thank you. Thank you for your job. The Secretary, thank you for your dedication. And our police department also as well, Mr. Abushi, our Corporation Council Commissioner Ramirez, and we got work to do. We just got work to do. With that being said, Rafael, thank you so very much. It was busy, but we got it done. We finished our agenda, okay? And to my third ward resident in Paterson, please stop speeding. We're putting a stop sign on 14th Avenue and East 33rd. Every other day there's an accident on that corner. Please slow down, Paterson. Let's slow down, stop speeding. My vote is yes, Madam Clerk. Good night, Paterson.
Thank you, Council President. The votes are 7 in favor, 2 absent. The regular meeting of April 15, 2025 is now adjourned. Good morning, Paterson.